Drop some bins.
I mean, they literally sent me goodies, right?
They locked in, do they want to be Michigan, or is it like, hey, let's get everybody a goal, let's force game 3, and Michigan is a team that can punish you because you give Juventix one extra chance, and he can absolutely take over a game. So I do want to see Escape Velocity play a full series, because I think you're right. When they're focused, when they're ready, they look great. And then there's times where I'm like, what? You and I are just like, what is this? What are we doing here? I get you're having fun. We haven't seen them play a full series. I expect Michigan's going to bring that out from them, though. And I can't wait. This is a perfect game to start off with. Two teams, one on the up and up, one that's been a top-level team the whole time. Had a little bit too much fun, maybe. Both at 3-1. Cannot wait to see whenever we are able to hop into this how this series is going to go, because I think this will be a great indicator. And I think, Siphon, last question for you. I know you can't tell. A couple weeks ago, everything was wild. 3-game series, crazy overtime. Last week, I think I look back, everything, even the games off stream, were all 2-0s. Which do you think we get this week? Crazy, wild, or pretty chalk 2-0s, and we'll just chug on through our games?
I think we'll get more 3-game series today, and I think it's because I think for the most part, most of these teams, especially those that are on the bubble, I think that they're going to be feeling the pressure of needing to qualify, needing to get those wins on the board, and so I think that they will be more risk averse, in the next couple of weeks as we're going to get underway here. So we'll come back to that later as we got an opening chance, and J.K. Shizzle on the board first here for Escape Velocity.
We talked about this Michigan defense, and already a big hole. Big old Bobcat was trying to make a play. Juventix couldn't get there. Nickel getting boost. Escape Velocity striking first.
It didn't take J.K. Shizzle to score 3 games to score this time.
Aoka's the one you got to watch out for. Had a little bit too much fun in our last series we saw from them. See if he's able to get on the board early. But big old Bobcat. Oh, Nickel doesn't need to be there. We've already got a tie game.
Well, you said watch out for Aoka. He gets the ball here with a nice interception in the air, but he lost possession of it. Big old Bobcat pounces instantly, and if he needed to, he had Nickel in support as well to get that goal on the board, so Michigan ties it up at 1. So 14 seconds in, and it looks like we might be in for some offensive fireworks, as it's going to be Aoka going up for it here in the air. He's going to get a nice touch on the ball. Juventix missed it, actually, and big old Bobcat will clear it deep as J.K. Shizzle intercepts going high. Juventix will escort it away. Big old Bobcat knocking, I believe that one is Lottie Lettuce out of the way. Nickel driving forward off the back wall. No one's there in support as it's knocked away.
Oh, Lottie Lettuce and Juventix both go up. Juventix with a small dunk, but unfortunately, big old Bobcat not able to get there. Aoka trying to carry it down, has had some issues holding possession already. Juventix looking to capitalize, puts it in front of the net. There's nobody there, and big old Bobcat misses on the challenge.
Oh, he got demolished there, too, and now Nickel able to pop that one up in the air, waiting for support from Juventix, who wins the ball back. Here comes Aoka in the air. There is no one on the goal line. Rotations break down again.
Is this the same Michigan team? This is completely unheard of. A wide open net, as you mentioned. The closest member is somebody on Escape Velocity.
Very interesting. So I think what happened is the demolition down on big old Bobcat. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the demolition on big old Bobcat has messed with their rotations there defensively, because they typically want to play with Juventix or Nickel at the back and let big old Bobcat play up.
I think you're right. I think that demo where he looked for ball, didn't
get
it. Ooh, Nickel has to make a great play, but there's a great chance for a rebound. In front of the net, Lottie Lettuce spikes it home. And Escape Velocity has found the code.
They seem to have figured it out. Get the ball deep on Michigan and then get them going backwards here. Juventix, big old Bobcat out of sorts. It was a great play initially from Nickel to keep it out, but can't do it all himself. Defensively, Michigan's got to find some answers here as they're already down 2. So now the kickoff rather will go 50-50, but in possession right now of Escape Velocity. Lettuce going to chase this one down in the corner. Can Juventix get to the 50-50? Big old Bobcat has to make a big save, and now Nickel will dump it deep into the corner, and he's actually going to create a great chance out of it, but no one's there. Big old Bobcat not able to win the ball back. Juventix finally does at the center field line.
Juventix trying to make a play, got big old Bobcat near center field, off the back wall, but it's cleared away, and it's another wide open Michigan goal, but the ball too slow for a rebound attempt as Aoka went up for it. Juventix now going to dribble it upfield, gets it around Lottie Lettuce, but the demo is going to force a lost possession, and now Nickel has to look for a clear pass over to big old Bobcat. Can they get the rebound attempt? The answer is no.
Not a kind bounce off the back wall there, but Juventix not giving up on the play, but he's not able to come up with another hit on the ball, and Aoka will take this one. We know how good he is in the air as he's going forward, but he gets the demo down onto Juventix instead. Now big old Bobcat gonna have to create it. He's dribbling it forward, lost possession to J.K. Foshizzle. Nickel going off the back wall. Juventix is going flying through the air. He's gonna play it off the back wall. It's gonna be cleared deep, but big old Bobcat's there at center field going forward against Lettuce, and he loses out to Lettuce initially. Nickel off the back wall as well, and the rotation's not able to follow up properly. Can Foshizzle get the shot in there? No. Big old Bobcat with the save.
Lottie Lettuce wants to keep the pressure on though. Center's in front of the net. Nickel is there. Here's J.K. Foshizzle. They get tied up on the ball, and it takes an awkward hop on a backed in. J.K. Foshizzle gets a goal.
Man, he's on fire today. I mean, great defensive recovery on one end, and here the beneficiary of a favorable bounce. Michigan now down 3. Very uncharacteristic that to let in 4 from Michigan. Now, are they going to be able to find the goals that they need as Aoka already demos Nickel, and it's going to be intercepted again by Lettuce here. Going forward again, Lettuce across the goal line, but no one is there to tap it in. J.K. Foshizzle keeping it alive here, playing it above the goal line, and it's going to be cleared back out towards the corner. Now Nickel is driving it forward. He's able to get it past Lettuce. Now he's going forward towards the back wall. Aoka gets the demo down. It's being intercepted by J.K. Foshizzle.
J.K. Foshizzle with 90 seconds left. Probably looking to just kill some time. Lottie Lettuce over to the corner, puts it right in front of the net, but a bit of a miscommunication. Now big old Bobcat trying to dribble it upfield, gets stolen away by J.K. Foshizzle. Nickel looking for a pass over to big old Bobcat, lobs it down into that orange corner, but a great demo. We talked about it, bumping demo to disrupt. Escape Velocity has taken that key from Doc and just driven this game 1 home with it. Big old Bobcat last play here to try and get his team in, but it's easily turned away by Escape Velocity.
And now Nickel able to pop it past 1, get it past 2, but he lost possession of it. That's an open goal for Michigan, and Lottie Lettuce is going to add another to this lead.
I think we're going to see this here. Look at, yeah, it just, J.K. Foshizzle just bumps Juventix out of the goal. I think Aoka also picked up an exterminator on the way out. You see those 6 demolitions for Aoka. They have decided the best way to throw Michigan off is to just demo everybody. There's another one on to big old Bobcat. Aoka has a single goal in mind, as that is not to allow Michigan to play 3-on-3 Rocket League, and it is working out as Lottie Lettuce's shot just turned away, but Michigan just simply does not have enough time to be able to mount a comeback here, especially with that one rolling wide.
Well, they might. You know, we've seen them score goals in bunches here. That's a nice pass from big old Bobcat to the far post, but no one is there to be found, and now they lose possession out again on a nice play there from Escape Velocity, and now they're going towards the Michigan goal. It's open, but it's too high and off the corner from Lettuce, and it's going to fall to Ventex, who will clear it deep.
J.K. Foshizzle going to sneak it past Nickel there with Aoka retreating. It looks like this will probably do it. Big old Bobcat does make a save. Now Juventix looking to dribble it out. 9 seconds left, and Michigan's defense fails them in the worst way possible. A 5-1 win here, it looks like, in game number 1 for Escape Velocity. As soon as this ball touches the ground, Aoka still just demoing everyone in sight. He doesn't care that the game is over. Finally it ends, and what a dominating win for Escape Velocity. Don't forget, this tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces in Siphon. I never, I wasn't going to say, oh, Michigan was going to win, but I did not expect that.
Well, I think you can knock one of those goals off. I mean, the fluky second goal from J.K. Foshizzle, I mean, that was just a bit unfortunate on the way that one played out. But I think, Escape Velocity came in with a great game plan. They knew what they needed to do, and I think a big theme from those bump and demo disruptions was they focused on big old Bobcat, because I think they figured out that their press does not work unless big old Bobcat is there, because the way that Michigan has done it is they will get the ball deep, and then what they will do is establish having Nickel at the midfield line or back, like we consistently saw him back, and then big old Bobcat and Ventex are the ones who are laying down that forward press and trying to win the ball back. But a big thing that I have said, and something that Michigan did struggle with initially in their first game, week 2, that we saw them play, was they had the ball kicked deep on them, so they had to keep turning around and trying to play it out there. So that obviously caused them some issues. And then also, when Big Ol' Bobcat would get demoed, you had to have Nickel come forward to try to play the press. But when Big Ol' Bobcat would come up, he would try to then instantly go forward and no one was left on the goal. And that's consistently what we saw time and time again. And immediately again, J.K. Foshizzle can't even let me finish explaining what they're doing as he gets on the board in game 2.
And look who Aoka blowing up Juventix coming off the boost. Aoka game 2, same strategy. I think the other thing I wanted to add, because you nailed it, Siphon, is Juventix is the star for Michigan. We've highlighted every week we've seen them. 1 medal last game, and that was a demo. No assists, no shots. And that's going to tell the story as J.K. Foshizzle hits the crossbar. Can Michigan turn it around and open things up? They're nowhere close to the ball. Aoka going to let Juventix steal, looking for a center over to big old Bobcat, but J.K. Foshizzle with a nice steal. Lottie Lettuce is going to force that one on net. They get a demo back on a J.K. Foshizzle. What can Michigan do with it? Ventex at least able to get a stop.
I mean, nearly concede despite getting the man advantage for just a moment there, as Lettuce will pop it up in the air for Aoka. That's a nice shot, and it's going to cause Michigan to have 2 members collide on the goal as they clear it away. And now Nickel off the corner wall. It's one back by J.K. Foshizzle. One forward. Again, he's going for that far post, and Juventix with a big save. Trying to get it out. He misplays it in the air. Big old Bobcat able to clear it deep, though.
Aoka looking to keep it alive. We got a double demo, so a bit of a 2-on-2. Great pass down to Aoka. But Juventix off the respawn, able to stop that one. Another demo, as you mentioned, on to big old Bobcat. He has been the target of their aggression. Juventix finally recording their first shot of this series. But it's not going to come anywhere close. But this is a scary spot. Ball, water falling down in front of the net. But no one was there. Even looked like Juventix might have hit that ball away.
Yeah, Nickel was flying towards the goal just a second too late there to try to put it in. And now Juventix will pop it free from their own goal. And now they got to try to get here aggressive, as it's not going to be Nickel trying to go back to play this one after it's turned over by Juventix. That's another dangerous opportunity for Escape Velocity, and it's just sitting on the corner line, interestingly, there, as Lettuce will slip away from one defender. Big old Bobcat will take it away from him, though, in the air. Popped up by Juventix, and now he's gotten around one. It is a 2-on-1. He's got big old Bobcat in support, and it's going to be taken away from him in the corner and cleared out towards that center line.
Keeps it alive as Lottie Lettuce going to pass it over. One at J.K. Foshizzle, but it takes an awkward bounce, allowing Lottie Lettuce to clear it all the way down. Aoka right in front of the net. Big old Bobcat makes a great save, but they're not done yet. It's J.K. Foshizzle's turn right in front. Somebody needs to find a clear. Nickel barely does, but the pressure still hasn't been relieved as finally big old Bobcat gets possession, but just gets knocked out of the way.
He's gotten bumped and demoed right now. He's being disrupted, as it's going to be another shot going wide here from Escape Velocity, and Escape Velocity needs Ventex to take control of the game, and Lettuce will add another one here, and Escape Velocity, I think they've taken a commanding lead here in the final game, potentially.
Oh, big old Bobcat and Nickel run into each other trying to make that save. Michigan just looking rattled right now, but there's still plenty of time for game 2. It's only a 2-0 deficit. As Nickel off the kickoff, gonna lob one down. Aoka nearly scores it on themselves. Scary moment there for Escape Velocity, and they're not done yet. Juventix in the corner, a great pitch. Gonna roll down in front of the net. but Nickel and Big Ol' Bobcat just were waiting. Nickel with the Hail Mary. It's just not stopping Big Ol' Bobcat. This is the Michigan we've been seeing, but Escape Velocity's defense is just too strong.
Well, that exactly is the Michigan we've been seeing. Tons of chances not being finished. As now it's going to be one back again by Big Ol' Bobcat. That's going towards the goal. Can Nickel tap it in? He's able to. And Nickel will get Michigan some life back here in game 2.
First real mistake from Escape Velocity. Nobody home. Nickel barely squeaking that one past Aoka. That was kind of a fluke, though, like we talked about. I don't think Escape Velocity is going to do that again, so Michigan needs to create a real offensive set here. Nickel might be the one to do it. Off the kickoff, wants to dribble it into the corner. A lot of lettuce with a nice pass there. Look at that give and go. You talked about it, Siphon. They have some of the best passing in this tournament.
Yeah, they definitely do. And I think if you're Michigan right now, I think you've got to key in on the fact that they are not letting Juventix get any options if he's taking the ball forward. You've got to let Nickel potentially, who's probably the second best on the team in terms of being comfortable on the ball, they got to let him bring it up and create some offense initially at least to get them started here, because that's really been the easiest way they've had success to this point in creating some goals. As Big Ol' Bobcat will hold it along the center field line.
Aoka looking for a demo, gets a bump instead. Juventix and Lotta Lettuce going to collide. Ball still near midfield. A nice win on the dunk by Nickel. Ball's right in front of the net, bounces over Aoka. Juventix capitalizing. Didn't get a good touch on it. 60 seconds left. Aoka's shot turned away by Nickel, and Michigan has to reset here, looking to tie this game.
Yeah, Michigan, they're going to probably get only a couple more attacks. They're going to have to make one of these stick and get a good chance and finish on that opportunity here, as Aoka will play it off the back wall with no one in support. Taken away by Lettuce, though, at the center field line from Big Ol' Bobcat. And with help from Aoka, Lettuce trying to go forward here. Tries to put a shot in, but it is too far wide of the far post. And it's going to be knocked free by Nickel. But he's not able to hold on to possession here with 30 seconds left. Dangerous chance on the goal line. Somehow is not scored. And Juventix with the heroics trying to feed Nickel. Not able to find that one either. And Michigan, by the skin of their teeth, is still alive.
Big Ol' Bobcat, a great setup. They force Aoka and Lotta Lettuce to collide. They want to center to Juventix, who sneaks it in. 5 seconds on the clock, and we're tied.
Oh my God, Michigan, they have somehow, by the skin of their teeth, go from nearly conceding to tying the game. One into the other. Big Ol' Bobcat with the playmaking to force a double commit, gets the ball back, and he sets up Juventix there, who finishes a massive goal there for Michigan with 1 second left. It does look like we are headed to overtime here in game 2 between two of our better teams, as Big Ol' Bobcat just waiting to get it towards the goal, knocked away by Nickel, and that well, maybe that won't do it, as Big Ol' Bobcat going for the goal, knocked away from him, but Juventix is in support. He's popping it high. It's cleared away from the goal, and it's still not hitting the ground.
Aoka's going to set his team up right in front of the net and turned away. Now Nickel lobs it down. Finally, we reset.
Oh, my goodness.
30 seconds of extra time, and now we need overtime. And Big Ol' Bobcat might have an opportunity.
Oh.
But Aoka stops it right away.
Oh, but Michigan looks like they found their confidence again as Juventix pops it in the air. We know how good he is at getting out of these situations, as Lettuce will push it into the corner. Aoka will try to send it deep as Big Ol' Bobcat knocks it down. Lettuce will send it deep one more time, waiting to JK Faux Shizzle, but that was a dangerous pass that nearly could have cost them there, as that's a good chance set up by Aoka, but he's not able to finish it, and he pushes it wide accidentally, and here's a good chance for Michigan, potentially cut off by JK Faux Shizzle.
Escape Velocity is playing very aggressive on offense for overtime there, just waiting to get bit by a cross-map goal. But as I say that, JK Faux Shizzle tries to recenter it. Here comes Lotta Lettuce. He gets tied up, gets it around Big Ol' Bobcat. Aoka misses. Nickel, the last line of defense. Now it's up to Juventix trying to play it around Aoka. Does he have any teammates? He does not, and that's a huge counter play off the crossbar, and the finish for JK Faux Shizzle.
Wow, Michigan not able to finish. I mean, and what a pass there. Setting up, that involved all three members of Escape Velocity. Great defending, an initial lead pass there to Aoka, I believe it was, who then left it for JK Faux Shizzle. And Michigan will suffer a very, very wild 0-2 loss here to Escape Velocity. That was, I mean, this was probably, you know, match of the week. You know, looking at it from the perspective of what we have today on the schedule. Even though it was only 2 games, it lived up to the hype.
Yeah, that was an absolutely wild series. So Escape Velocity now 4-1. You and I believe they're in. Michigan at 3-2 is probably going to have to win next week to guarantee. Again, I think you and I are kind of on the fence. Will 1-3 team get in? It is going to depend on how the rest of our games go. We do have, for the most part, everyone with the same record playing. So absolutely wild. And you're right, that, I mean, that was an overtime game with a 20-second, 0 second on the clock where you and I are like, okay, we're going to overtime.
Nope.
Michigan got, I think, 2 chances.
EV had 2 chances.
Escape Velocity had 2 chances. That was absolutely wild. And we are just starting here in week number 5. We're going to go to break. We've got more crazy Rocket League coming up. Oh, no break. Never mind. Excuse me.
No.
I was just excited. I was like, I need a breather.
Nope. No breather for you.
No, we're sticking with it. And, I mean, that game was absolutely wild. We got to transition now to a game where you and I are discussing. This is a game for 2 teams that started out really hot. It's going to be Hurry Up and Wait taking on Florida Tech JV. Both 2-2. Florida Tech JV, of course, one time 2-0, has kind of fallen back. Loser, this game might go from top 5 all the way out to probably maybe outside looking in going forward. So this is an absolutely huge series. And I'm very curious because we haven't seen too much of Hurry Up and Wait. We've seen a lot of Florida Tech JV.
Yeah, and you know, I think because we were talking about it before here, the loser of this game in particular probably ends up, I think, will fall out of the playoff race, because from there you will drop to 2-3. That means your best bet is at a minimum, or at max, 3-3 if you lose this game. You go to 3-3, you are on the outside looking in, and you are hoping that you get an opportunity to do that. But both of these teams, what they have working against them is the fact that they technically, if you look at their opponent win percentages, have kind of overperformed to this point, even though they are only 2-2. Both of them, I believe, had either over 60%. Their opponents either have a record of like over 60%, or they were both like pretty close to that number. So I think that they both have been overperforming to this point, and I think that whoever loses this game, I think they probably slip to a place where they are they're definitely not guaranteed to make it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's the part where you're probably doing the math of like, okay, who plays who? You know, who do I need to win? On those standings, you did see that Florida Tech team is Florida Tech JV, the varsity team, a little bit lower, and that is the cutoff line, by the way. Florida Tech JV is the 8th place team. We talked about it a lot. Top 8 will go on. So this is a battle of 7th and 8th, and I think you're right. I think loser does fall out and probably needs a lot of things to go right, including drawing a good opponent, a good matchup for week number 6. But I mean, we've already started out with an absolutely crazy game, and for Florida Tech JV, they feel a lot like Michigan in a sense. They rely on that one player, and that player is Beastin and Feastin. In the last few weeks, he has been absolutely locked down, has struggled to get anything going. So if Beastin and Feastin struggles, it's going to be up to Diamond Retrospector to be able to pop off, and right off the kickoff, Defeat is right in front. Z looking for maybe a play here from Spirit, but that shot goes wide, but Hurry Up and Wait already has all the pressure.
Yeah, they are already applying a ton of pressure here to Florida Tech JV, but Dimes is able to get this one clear for just a moment. There's DeFave as he's going to be trying to drive that one forward, but it's going to be cleared away here. Now here's Spirit. Going to try to get this one back out to Z, and Z gets it over the defense there of Florida Tech JV for just a moment. And that was a poor clearance choice. DeFave had his shot blocked there, I believe, by Beastin and Feastin. Chances galore here for Hurry Up and Wait early on.
Dimes trying to find it clear. Z will just stop that, center it up for Spirit. Nice job there by Retrospector, but DeFave at midfield. There's Beastin and Feastin, but this ball has been on the orange side a ton, and it doesn't look like it's going to change. Ooh, nice dunk by Dimes. Florida Tech JV just simply doesn't have anyone there to make a play on, and it's Retrospector trying to make me look bad. Gets turned away by Z.
Retrospector with a good read on the ball, realizing he's got space to go forward there for just a moment, and he ends up creating a quality chance there. Beastin and Feastin, that's a nice play. He beats 2 defenders by himself, and Z, the last line of defense, knocks that ball clear, and now he's going to get the attack started going the other direction as Beastin and Feastin will take it right back, and then DeFave will do the exact same thing. Retrospector and Z collide, and they still don't have a winner yet of that 50-50 ball as both teams trade possession.
Retrospector with a nice lob down. Dimes, though, retreating. Beastin and Feastin, maybe looking for a play, gets bumped out of the way. Dimes, great steal there away from DeFeeve. Unfortunately, though, Hurry Up and Wait still not able to get a clear ball right in front of the net, but there's just nobody home. That's been the story of the first 2 minutes here, Siphon. Great chances for both teams, just no final shots.
Yeah, no execution there in the offensive end right now for either one of these teams. The Spirit just trying to brute force his way through 2 defenders. Ends up losing the ball, and then he wins it right back there. Can Z do something with it as it's popped up at that center field line? It's going to come here to DeFeeve, who gets a shot, but it's blocked. And now Retrospector will try to take this one, and he's good in the air. We know that. That's a good setup there, and a nice read on the ball there by Spirit to get that one away into the corner.
DeFeeve can't get that clear. Z, though, oh, great lob down. DeFeeve just needs to redirect it. Looks for the pass back to Spirit. It's a bit wide, and unfortunately they run out of players in the rotation. Z, though, a huge steal away from Dimes and Beastin and Feastin. If that was on target, it was going in. Luckily for Florida Tech JV, it was a bit wide. Now it's Beastin and Feastin's turn. Over to Dimes, hits off the crossbar. Retrospector's just turned away.
That was a good setup there from Florida Tech. They realized that they couldn't just go from a quick pass back between each other, so then they go for a lob deep, and they managed to connect on it, just not able to get that one on target there. And we'll have to see if they're going to be able to do that one again as Beastin and Feastin. He gets it past 2. He's got Retrospector in support here. Can he get to the ball first? It's going to come back here to Dimes. Dimes going to play it off the back wall. Retrospector's there. It's denied by DeFeeve. And we are still scoreless here. And what does not feel like a defensive battle has become one.
The offenses have been popping off. They just can't get quality shots. Z now with a great chance. Spirit was a little bit behind in a huge clear down. DeFeeve just has to get it out of harm's way. Over to Z. Challenge, though. Now Dimes looking to drop it on net. It's wide and off target. Beastin and Feastin, one last chance. Turned away, and maybe this is where Michigan's defense is gone as everybody's being held out of the net. Retrospector chance, though, gets just bumped out of the way.
Yeah, it must be. They must have traded teams there as a good interception from Dimes. Keeps the pressure alive here for Florida Tech JV, but DeVive with a nice play on the ball, and Z will score, but that was entirely set up there by DeVive.
Look at that, the bump on Beastin and Feastin. They listened to Doc's keys of the game.
And that was a great
demo.
Look at the back pass, though. I mean, he passed it right into the line of Z, who's able to just rocket that forward there. Man.
Feels like Hurry Up and Wait should have 2 or 3 goals. We talk about it all the time, like expected goals. It feels like it should be 2 or 3 to 1 maybe, but it's just a 1-0 lead.
I think 3 to 3 is fair.
Yeah, 3 to 3 is also fair. We'll see if anyone can add a goal here. Spirit with the chip shot, and it's 2-0.
He just tucks this one right over the defense, but again, DeFeeve winning the ball back, getting it around defenders, and he just slips in front of Beastin and Feastin and then tucks it over the final defender. Hurry Up and Wait, add 2 in quick succession. Are they going to be able to add in another one just for safe insurance here as Florida Tech going to try to add more, or try to get some on the board at least, as DeFeeve now going to try to look to add another one here. Nice play from Dimes to get that one out of danger for a moment. Z pops it up in the air off the back wall. Z is denied by the crossbar, and Spirit will add in the rebound. And now 3-0.
This is what I expected for the first few minutes from Hurry Up and Wait. They had so many great chances. Spirit with a great finish. 43 seconds left. We've gone from 0-0 to 3-0 in about 20 seconds on the clock. Florida Tech JV, they're a talented team. Beastin and Feastin and Retrospector, what you got here in game number 1. Try to keep your playoff hopes alive. Make it so you don't have to sweat it out on week 6. But LC, Spirit with the great denial. We've got 30 seconds left.
Dimes, though, is looking dangerous here in the corner. He slips it under a defender. Beastin and Feastin can't get there first, and Retrospector is there. He pops it up in the air, and be knocked away into the sidewall. Beastin and Feastin's there, but Spirit reads the play. Retrospector, can he get on the end of that one? The answer is no, and Spirit now will go the other direction here, and with only 7 seconds remaining, I think that this one is probably over, as now it's going to be Dimes looking to get one more. Tries to play it to himself off the back wall. Read by Z. Hits the ground, and Hurry Up and Wait will take a commanding win here in game 1.
This tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. Absolutely wild game there, as you mentioned, Siphon. Felt like at the start of the game it should probably be 3-3, but I do think In the end, the better team did pull out on top. It felt like Hurry Up and Wait had more chances really from the get-go, just could not capitalize. And then towards the end, they missed all the easy goals, which seems to be a recurring trend in this series. And then they have, the great back pass from Deviv back to Z. LC Spirit had a couple of great chip shots, just right on net around defenders. And Florida Tech JV has been one of those teams that you and I were kind of worried about. They started out so hot. They started out with some fantastic play from Beastin' and Feastin'. Retrospector was making a name for himself. They've just gone absolutely cold, especially Beastin' and Feastin'. Felt almost shut out in that game, and that feels like the second or third week in a row. I've been saying that to you.
Yeah, it has, and it almost feels like right now that this team is shell-shocked, and that what happens when you do that, you stop getting as far forward, you stop looking to be as adventurous, and you focus on being more solid at the back. And that just seems like what the focus is right now for Florida Tech JV, and that is not conducive to the way that they need to play with these, with this crop of players, is that, they need to be going forward, going, aggressively, and I think that they've got to be more risky, basically. They are not playing a very aggressive game right now. If they do that, I think they'll stand a better chance here, because you're right, Beastin' and Feastin' gone quiet. Retrospector has gone quiet, and Dimes has gone quiet. They've got to get some goals, and they got to get them in a hurry.
Game 2 kicking off with more domination from Hurry Up and Wait, but again, just struggling to find the back of the net. Dimes looking to put things in front for his team, at the pass to Beastin' and Feastin' a bit ahead of him. Deviv able to stop it. Here's Retrospector, got Beastin' and Feastin' near midfield, but Spirit will deny that. Pressure's still here until Z says none of that and gonna clear it away.
Yeah, that's a soft clearance there as Retrospector will win the ball back in the air, but he gets tripped up by Z, and it's gonna end up being another win here on that 50-50 by Hurry Up and Wait. And now Spirit going high in the air in the corner, leaving it there for Z, who's not able to get on the end of that one. Finally cleared away by Beastin' and Feastin'. And it's going to be intercepted by Deviv. Reversing the field now. Here comes Deviv with a nice shot, but it's off the crossbar.
Wow.
But Spirit's there driving by, tapping it in.
Deviv just is like this midfield roamer here. Gets a great start on this one. Shot is high, but Spirit has finished up so many great chances for this team. Early lead for Hurry Up and Wait. Plenty of time, though, for Florida Tech JV. Can they get Beastin' and Feastin' going? Can they get Retrospector going? This could be a great chance right off the kickoff. Beastin' and Feastin' shot just way too slow. Deviv looking for a clear, can't find it. Opportunity for Florida Tech JV, but Retrospector can't get to the ball in time.
And it's going to be Spirit driving it forward into the corner here. It's a nice play to get around Beastin' and Feastin'. And now Dime's going to start the counterattack the other way after he wins the ball back. But it's a nice play by Z to deceptively get around. 1, 2, there's a setup. Beastin' and Feastin' is denied. Dimes is not facing the right way, and he's not able to get a good look at that shot. It was there, it was open, but he's just not facing the correct direction. So unlucky there for Florida Tech JV. And now can Retrospector get this going the other way? He's trying to step in front, and he gets Deviv down for just a moment after he gets the demo down, but the ball not in a good position, and Beastin' and Feastin' finally able to get on the board here.
This all starts with that demo that we saw. Deviv just respawning in an awkward spot. Beastin' and Feastin' capitalizing. These teams have really taken advantage of Doc's keys of the game, especially that last bullet point that you and I have hit home siphon, bumping and demoing. Feels like whatever team is landing good demos as Deviv lobs it on net. Retrospector makes a great save, but they're not out of the water yet. Can Beastin' and Feastin' and Retrospector turn it on him in a hurry? They get a great shot on net, but it's just wide.
Oh, but look at Retrospector here. He intercepts, and it's going to go off the back wall. That goal is open, and Retrospector doesn't get a good hit on the ball. Unlucky there for Florida Tech JV. The lead was there to be taken, and they're not able to get on the end of that one cleanly. Can Retrospector make amends here? He misses it again. Open goal syndrome has returned in full force, but Beastin' and Feastin' trying to do it himself is denied.
How did Florida Tech not score? They still have possession of the ball as Z looking to clear it away. Finally gets them a moment of release, and it bounces the wrong way off Retrospector, and Deviv knocks it in. The worst minute of Retrospector's life just unfolded in front of our eyes.
I think it was an own goal, actually. Yeah, Dimes tried to make a play on the ball, and it went in off Dimes.
He had to make that play, though.
No,
That's going in.
No, that was 100% going in. I'm just, that was another play where they have to get a better touch on the ball. Dimes not able to get on the end of it. Retrospector not able to get on the end of it. Taken away from Beaston and Beaston.
Dimes just like jumped short of that ball. That was
the ball.
wild.
The ball is not happy with Florida Tech JV right now. I think that's just the only safe thing to say right now, as it's going to be hurry up and wait. Now continuing to try to press their advantage as a double demo does come out on both ends. Retrospector, or excuse me, Beaston and Feaston nearly able to put that one in there as Retrospector tries to hold on to the ball at the midfield line. Instead, it's going to go to Deviv, and he's going to be driving forward before Dimes takes it away.
I don't know what Florida Tech JV did. I don't know if they broke a Rule 1 in a solo queue game. They have angered the Rocket League gods, as you mentioned. Deviv gets a great demo. Z just driving through people, trying to get hurry up and wait to 3 and 2, which they are 60 seconds away from. Dimes gets demoed, which kills all the offensive momentum Florida Tech JV have. Can hurry up and wait, get the dagger. Z's gonna take the shot, but Dimes with a fantastic save.
Yeah, and that's a good clearance as well. That allows them to potentially get a good look at the goal, potentially, as Dimes is able to get a good shot towards the goal. Beaston and Feaston winning the ball back again. It's going to fall favorably for him, but he can't do it. And Retrospector is going to cut it off there for Dimes, and Dimes not able to get on the end of it. Retrospector can get on the end of this one, though, but it's going to be sent the other direction, and now Beaston and Feaston is going to have to retreat. And 30 seconds remain here for Florida Tech JV to try to find a leveler.
Retrospector gets a great save. Can now Beaston and Feaston take it up the field. Got Retrospector between them. Everybody went forward for Florida Tech JV. Can hurry up and wait, score. And it's a huge demo. Z looking to end this game. But Beaston and Feaston makes a great save. 5 seconds left. He's got to go length of the field, but it's stolen away. And I think that's going to do it. Oh, it's kept alive. Oh.
Man.
Just out of their grasp. Hurry up and wait will win. They will move to 3 and 2. Florida Tech JV will drop to 2 and 3. Probably going to need a couple of outcomes to happen going forward. But honestly, what a great game from Hurry Up and Wait. We haven't seen too much of them, Siphon, but they've performed phenomenally, especially in that game 1 and game 2. They stuck to their game plan. They limited chances. Retrospector, as we said, probably had the worst Rocket League minute of his life on stream, missing 2 wide open nets and then contributing to an own goal. But man, Hurry Up and Wait looked phenomenal. They look better than 3 and 2.
You know, they did, and you know, that was very interesting though, just because maybe we are talking about a different series if the worst minute of Retrospector's life does not happen there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that when you consider that this team is 3 and 2, they definitely looked like they were better than 3 and 2. But remember, these teams technically, we think they've overperformed to this point because they've played some tough teams. Yeah. So they've lost 2 games while playing I think it was over 60% for them in terms of the win percentage. So they've played some very good teams, and now they've put themselves in a very good position to look to qualify next week for that top 8 and go on to the next round.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've seen 3 and 1, we've seen 2 and 2. Now we'll go to probably a de facto elimination game. It'll be Team Perron taking on Barbershop. They're both 1 and 3. I don't think we can agree, Siphon. There's no way a team at 2 and 4 is making it to this top 8. It is a de facto elimination game here in week number 5 in the USO Invitational Qualifiers, powered by Geico Military, and it's all coming up right after this break.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated.
My name is MA3 Centennial, Adrian. I play World of Warcraft. Great game. I've been playing it for 14 years. My father, me and him play the same game, so it gives us a chance to talk to one another while also interacting with one another in a different type of reality.
I also play World of Warcraft. My younger brother plays. I do not play with either of my 2 parents, though my mother very often leans over my brother's shoulder and talks to me while him and I are playing.
At the USO, they give us Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi connects us with our game systems, and our game systems allow us to see certain people or talk to certain people back home.
Neither of us like phone calls. Neither of us like talking on the phone in any sense of the word. this gives us a much more interesting way to communicate with family members and friends, and it even allows us to continue to build off of the relationships that we had previously. You know, personnel rotate commands all the time. We don't always get to see them, but we can always come back to these video games and use these video games as a way to communicate, keep up, see how things have changed, how their families are doing, stuff like that. And USO is fantastic for facilitating that. They have beautiful facilities, wonderful Wi-Fi. It helps us out a lot with not only communicating with our families, but just overall morale as well. We're in a better mood. We take that mood back to the ships. Everybody else feeds off that better mood, and USO is just it's a chain effect, and they really do help a lot.
Depending on the area of operations that we're on, sometimes you don't even get internet connection. So going a couple months without internet and then coming back to here, any way to contact my family was great.
The game itself provides an in-game chat through multiple different channels, faster than a text message, faster than Facebook Messenger.
There's a team chat, there's Discord, there's Twitch, and they're all just different programs that you could talk for free as long as you have Wi-Fi anywhere. My father, since he plays, a couple of my buddies, since they play, one of my brothers, he played for a little bit, but they all have that program. They all have a way for me to contact them back home without using cell service or anything like that. And that's one way that I constantly keep in contact with all my family. If it's not video, then it's talking through a headset.
The reason I continue to work with the USO and coming back is for the same reason that the USO keeps doing what they do. It's because we have men and women that are serving. As long as they allow me to be a part of it, and as long as I'm physically able, I'm going to give it everything I can. I've had such a blessed career in the music industry, and that career came after my military career. So I feel like I have this personal relationship, not only as a soldier, but as a civilian. And I want to continue to utilize that relationship to hopefully entertain and communicate with these people that are serving in our armed forces in such a way that they never forget that our country truly does care for them and their service.
Welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We're here today for the USO Invitational Qualifier, week number 5, powered by Geico Military. Since 1941, the USO has been the nation's leading organization to serve the men and women in the U.S. military and their families throughout their time in uniform. From the moment they join through their assignments and deployments, and as they transition back to their communities, the USO is always by their side. Fish and Siphon here, calling all of the action. What's been a crazy game, crazy night here in week 5. Despite the 2-0 series so far, every game's been close. We'll transition a little bit of a show match here. It's going to be Florida Tech JV, who's coming off a loss, a heartbreaking one at that, against Barbershop. I think there's really 2 questions I have for you, Siphon. One, does the Florida Tech show match magic that has affected the varsity team to a 6-0 show match record so far carry over to the JV team? And 2, what do you think of the JV team's mental is going to be knowing they just lost, I think, their 3rd straight match in their actual recorded match? They're now 2-3. They're on the outside looking in, and how that could impact them in this show match against Barbershop.
Well, I think the first question is no. It's just no. They perform better in these regular games. I think we've seen that, where they've done decently in these show matches, but the varsity team has just been better in these show matches. I think when you consider their mental, who knows, man? I mean, this team has been sliding the last couple weeks. I mean, that is now 3 straight losses, if I'm right.
I believe so.
And so that's 3 straight losses, and honestly, we should probably have gone to at least a game 3, I think, in game 2, minimum of overtime potentially, if not for some very tragic circumstances that happened in game 2 for them. So I think that this team This is a confidence builder, and I think that they need to play loose and they need to win, and most importantly.
Not only win, they need Retrospector needs like 15 goals.
Yeah,
just to make up for everything
not
happened.
Not in his own goal though. This is not.
Yes.
We don't need forcing game 3 or anything.
No, I want to see Retrospector just pop off, just take over this series, just to feel good about everything that went wrong for him last time. For the Barbershop, this team is sitting at 1-3. Have not heard about their official match, but they are definitely one of those teams where they could be eliminated after this. So nice to see that they'll at least get one more chance here, because the combo of Chris Wheezy and Ebobat has been fun to watch. I don't know about Florida Man though. That's always a scary thing to go against, not only in real life but also in Rocket League. So we got to watch out for him.
Yeah, you know, that's always a very scary idea, you know, but I think when you look at how well Barbershop is going forward, it just is a matter of, are they able to finish those opportunities, and then can they score more than they're letting in? I mean, I think it's a very similar case there with Wyoming, actually, is they both have very similar strengths and weaknesses in terms of their team strength. Chris Wheezy's going to take this one deep, going to look to set up something, but again, another turnover.
Florida Man with a nice little pinch there. Dimes, great clear. Oh, I think Beasted and Feasted wanted Retrospector in the middle of the field. Could not quite connect on it. It's Retrospector getting some bumps out of the way. Dimes with the setup, but Chris Wheezy is going to deny that one as Beasted and Feasted takes possession. Double tap off the wall, but it's way too high.
And it's going to be just out of reach there. Now Florida Tech got to get back to play some defense as Florida Man going to look to drive this one forward. And Ebobat keeps it alive, looking for Chris Wheezy. He's not able to find it. Florida Man's going to have the first crack at it, though, and it's going to be saved from Retrospector as he's going to get it off the corner wall. Here goes Retrospector trying to start the break, and instead it's going to be turned over, and Ebobat guides it into the top corner.
Great job here, as you mentioned. Ebobat just intercepting that pass attempt from Beastin' and Feastin' to Retrospector. Dimes, don't know if they were expecting it. That just got lopped over their head. And Barbershop with the 1-0 lead here in our show match in Week 5. USO Invitational Qualifiers is off the kickoff. Chris Wheezy with a great win. Goals wide open for a moment, but Beastin' and Feastin' comes racing back in here, but loses the ball on the clear attempt. That's going to allow Florida Man to maybe set something up for Barbershop, but it'll get stolen away.
Yeah, it's going to be, again, high pressure for Barbershop, but Retrospector will pay the price to get this one out and away. Beasted and Feasted looks to get it towards the goal. Dimes not able to get it in, though, as he slots it just too high in the air. Now Chris Wheezy going to start the break the other way, but Retrospector with a solid clearance there takes it away from him there, but it's going to fall favorably for Florida Man before Dimes gets the break started. He's able to get it past 1, 2. Chris Wheezy holds the ball back.
No.
They can't figure out who wants the ball, and instead they turn it over. It's going to go the other way, but Beastin' and Feastin' there to bail them out at the other end.
Oh, that was heartbreaking to see. Dimes trying to set up Retrospector, but the pass is wide. Retrospector, no! Can't sneak it in. You're just rooting for him to get a goal at this point, but it gets cleared away off the demo by Chris Wheezy. And Florida Man with a great setup, but a nice save by Retrospector.
Nice work there by Retrospector. He gets the break started too, and it nearly bounces favorably for him there along the wall as Dimes going to guide this one towards the goal. He's denied as well. And it looks like it's going to be Chris Wheezy going to take this one, but Beastin' and Feastin' knocks it down. Florida Man almost had it taken away by Retrospector, and instead it's going to fall there. Dimes trying to get control of it, but everybody is forward and out of position here for Florida Tech JV. And there's another opportunity. Blocked on the goal line. Ebobat keeps it alive off the back wall. Looks for another shot. Blocked by 2 members of Florida Tech JV. And now Retrospector will have to try to clear this one, but it will not be cleared off the back wall for Dimes. And he looks to deposit this one in the corner. Cleared by Chris Wheezy, and it's going to be bouncing now into the slot. Dimes looking to take it away, and it still refuses to be cleared cleanly.
Retrospector now looking to start the break. It's a great pop-up in the air. A second touch around Chris Wheezy. Dimes going to take it from there. Sneaks it past Florida Man. Retrospector has to center it up, but Ebobat with a great stop. We jump under a minute in this show match. A lob down on net from Beastin' and Feastin'. That's not going to come anywhere, but a nice steal. Pass back to Dimes. Centered up, but it's turned away.
And now another opportunity here. Here's Beastin' and Feastin', not able to be found, though. And now it's going to be a dangerous chance again for Barbershop. It's going to go back out into the slot. Beastin and Feastin will send it deep. Imbo Bat will play it right to Retrospector. He shoots it, but it's up high. Too far away for any kind of rebound chance. Dimes pops it short, but that is not the kind of clearance you want. Not going to be taking a shot, though. It's Barbershop going to be pushing it towards the corner. And here comes Retrospector. He gets the breakaway over the defender. And amends have been made. It is a tie game.
Finally, Retrospector makes the play. Been waiting for it. What a great touch. We see just how talented he could be. Hopefully that'll get some of that bad taste out of that mouth. Especially, not only did you you score the goal, you tied the game. There's 24 seconds left. We'll see what they can do in these final 24s. I think Barbershop's had quite a few opportunities as well as Retrospector looking to start a break. Chris Weezy, though, right in front of the net. One chance here for Barbershop, but Beastin and Feastin turns it away.
For now, as it's going to be cleared deep now by Beastin and Feastin. Chris Weezy trying to hold it up, but Beastin and Feastin not able to get away. Retrospector, though, will pop it into the air here for Chris Weezy as he takes it away. He sends it deep. Beastin and Feastin knocking it down, kept alive by Retrospector. Going for the goal here. Florida Tech JV. Retrospector knocked it wide. What a redemption arc that would have just been, and instead overtime on the cards. Kickoff coming up as Retrospector will send this to the corner.
Thought he was going to have it, but they might start off overtime with a bang. Beastin and Feastin back to Dimes, but the shot is just way too far right of the net. Retrospector now looking to even it up. It's in front. Beastin and Feastin can't get there. Smartly will retreat so Chris Weezy can't get the miracle goal.
And now Beastin and Feastin trying to get over some members and accidentally centered there for Retrospector. It's going to go off the center wall. He missed it. Can Dimes put it in? No, he cannot. And it's going to come back out towards the slot. Chris Weezy will get it over Retrospector. Beastin and Feastin with a huge goal line save to keep this game in overtime. And now Dimes will send it deep the other direction. And it's going to be dealt with. A poor touch on the orange goal line again. Retrospector and Feastin crash. And the overtime winner is found.
A mistouch there by Florida Man. Chris Weezy does everything they could, but Feastin sneaks in. Florida Man in the chat, maybe referencing that he was playing on keyboard and mouse, which would be quite the story. You never know what to expect with Florida Man, no matter where, if it's Rocket League or real life. This tournament, by the way, powered by Geico Military. Geico Military has been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. Some of our show matches have been best of one, some have been best of three. We'll just wait to see. But what a crazy series. Shout out Florida Man if he is playing on keyboard and mouse, by the way. I know that is not very easy. We almost had the perfect Retrospector redemption arc, too. He misses that goal, but he ends up setting it up for Beastin and Feastin. And I think Florida Tech JV really needed that. I think you and I were talking here in the break. We were concerned if you lose your scheduled game to hurry up and wait to fall in 2 and 3, and maybe you struggle in the show match, which, you know, again, you're playing right afterwards. You didn't really have that time to reset. But they came back, they weathered the storm, and they score in the final few seconds to force overtime and then score in overtime. I think that is going to maybe go a long way to their Week 6 matchup where who knows what could happen.
Yeah, and you know what? The best thing you can do is just you got to get your mental space right. And I'm not sure if I was a coach, I would have scheduled a show match right after a pretty excruciating loss. There that put your hopes for qualifying now on life support. But you know, this ended up being, I think this will be really good for them because they got some goals on the board from some important members. Beastin and Feastin finally on the board, creating some offense. And it looks like we might have our other match going instead. No, I think we're getting an extension of the match.
Yeah, looks like we're getting a game 2 at least of our show match. I think you're right. I think it's a very risky choice to play, but if Florida Tech JV, especially Retrospector, can have a good game, that could be a big confidence builder. It's one of those huge risk, huge reward moves here from Florida Tech JV as Chris Weezy just barely misses. Now it's time for Retrospector. Gets it around 1, has Beastin and Feastin near midfield, but Florida Man, no keyboard and mouse, can stop him, but Dimes ends up putting it in.
And Dimes with a beautiful dime into the top corner there as Beastin and Feastin leads the break, and then it's a good finish there from Dimes, able to tuck that one away nicely. And something that's interesting about this show match, if Barbershop win and they're still in contention, these two teams could play. Because, you know, they would both be sitting at 2 and 3. This could potentially be one of the matches. So could be an interesting preview to what we have next week, potentially, as Dimes has to make a save. And already now, He's already been very impactful so far, not able to get enough lift on that shot, but he does its job, and he gets it right back to Beaston, and Feaston on a nice play. Retrospector gonna back up. He's not gonna play this one just yet. Now he tries to get it over the defense, and it's gonna be played high here by Emobat, sent towards the goal. Beaston and Feaston has to try to play it, and everybody will miss it, and it'll go into the corner. Retrospector's got it now, trying to pop it in the air. Gonna fall here for Florida Man, and he's not able to get it towards Chris Wheezy. Emobat gonna pop it back up again. Chris Wheezy gonna try one more time. Everybody not able to get on the ball here, and Florida Man not able to get a good hit on it either, and it's still battled for at the midfield line. Now maybe Retrospector back post, not able to find it.
Florida Man should be able to find it clear, but another missed touch in front of the goal. Florida Man, the keyboard and mouse, as you see in the chat, just hits them with the bruh. Dime puts it in.
Maybe needs to plug in the controller.
Yeah, I don't know if his controller died. Maybe you send mom, girlfriend, brother, sister, roommate to the store. Please buy me an Xbox or PlayStation controller.
Get some batteries, man.
Do something. It's Florida Tech JV with the 2-0 lead as they try and keep more pressure and score a goal that isn't credited to Florida Man, as Dimes with a great setup, but it's going to be turned away by Emobat.
Yeah, now Beaston and Feaston off the back wall. Gonna be looking to play potentially there for Retrospector. He's got a good hit on it, but it's just not gonna go forward enough. But Dimes with a nice win on the ball, knocks another defender out of the way, but not able to finish the chance, as Florida Man now looks like he's gonna potentially have a chance created here. No, as it's cleared away there by Retrospector. That's a dangerous hit on the ball as Chris Wheezy puts it in an awkward position. Dimes, though, does not get a good hit on the ball, and another chance goes wanting there from Florida Tech JV.
Florida Man can't get a touch on it. Retrospector now, stolen away by Chris Wheezy, kind of going back and forth till Emobat makes a play. Beaston and Feaston off the back wall. Dimes just barely wins that dunk as everyone goes crashing into each other. There's a demo onto Emobat. That is going to kill any momentum Barbershop had. Florida Man looking for a last-ditch effort, not able to find it, as Retrospector will just dribble this ball to safety. Look for a pass to Dimes. He gets stolen away. Beaston and Feaston, he got Retrospector downfield, but that was a great challenge there by Barbershop.
Indeed it was, as Chris Wheezy will take this into the corner as the possession taken away from it. It actually centered itself well, but a poor shot there from Barbershop will make sure that they don't score on that occasion. And now the fast break from Retrospector, holding the play up, gets around a defender beautifully, sets it up on the goal line, and it just drifts too far to the left there for Dimes. And another golden chance goes begging. Another one here from Beaston and Feaston. Dimes will add another one off the back wall here, but it does not take a nice enough bounce there, as Retrospector, I think, just booted his own teammate down the field along the wall and not able to create another chance.
Florida Man with a nice save there this time. Looking to turn it around. Last 90 seconds. It's only a 2-goal deficit, though, for Barbershop. Retrospector has to retreat. Gets a nice touch on it. Here comes Florida Man, though. Great win there. They can't get around Beaston and Feaston, who now has an open net in front of him. Nothing but green grass. And Florida Tech JV has a 3-0 lead.
Very impressive, and this looks like the Florida Tech JV team we saw during the first 2 weeks of the season. A team that was confident, was making good rotations and making good decisions, creating tons of opportunities while limiting the opposition. As you look at the opposition right now, only 2 shots on goal total for the Barbershop right now. And this team is the team we've been seeing all year long for most of the season here. They needed to get their confidence back. This looks like that potentially this could have been right what the doctor ordered here. It's Florida Man gonna have to make a big defensive stop here. He does on Dimes for just a moment, but Dimes just relentlessly pushing him out of the way.
Emobat does get some revenge, but fortunately this ball has not left the orange side. Retrospector can't quite find the pass to Beaston and Feaston. Now Emobat with the lob on net, but Dimes off the respawn with a fantastic save. Could Florida Tech JV end this game out? Get that confidence going for next week where they need a win. As Retrospector looking to add one more on the board, runs into their own teammate, but ends up getting the turtle goal, and that's 4-0.
What a touch there from Retrospector. He sees he's going full speed, and I believe that was him that redirected that one, but I could be wrong. I needed a different angle on the replay to determine for sure if that was him or someone else. But regardless, That was a phenomenal touch there from whoever set that up there, but Retrospect are able to finish that one off cleanly. As now Ebobat going to look to potentially just get a consolation goal here for his team instead. Dimes will clear that one away to safety. And with 10 seconds remaining here, Florida Tech JV will take a commanding 4-0, a commanding 2-0, and the keyboard and mouse unplugged again as Beaston and Beaston will take credit for the goal there.
Chris Weezy and Florida man hit him with the great pass.
It was a great chance set up there, but
Florida man, I mean, the name fits. Might want to talk to Florida Tech JV. He's been the best player on the field for them in this show match at times.
I'm not sure that this is the kind of player, I'm not sure that's the kind of one you want on your team, but regardless, great show match. Great show match there. And the confidence must have been building there for Florida Tech JV. It was good to see them again in form and in confidence. We've seen them. But you know what? If I could give an MVP of the show match, I would give it to Dimes. I thought Dimes was phenomenal across both games.
Yeah, that might be what they need. We've talked a lot about Retrospector. We've talked a lot about Beast of Feast, and Dimes has been the one we haven't seen too much of. We're going to take a quick break, be back potentially with the other Florida Tech team in their scheduled match against NXG. We will have to see, though. It's Week 5 USO Invitational Qualifiers powered by Geico Military. Never mind. We're staying right with it. We're just ready to hop in.
No breaks.
Yeah, we're going right through. It's Week 5, most important week. People are saying we don't want to see anything but Rocket League action. Like I said, should be scheduled to hop into Florida Tech varsity taking on NXG, another de facto elimination match. Both those teams at 1-3, though. Florida Tech varsity is absolutely wild. You see our standings here, and this is a great way to explain just how unlucky Florida Tech varsity has been in their scheduling. They're 1-3 right now. You say, okay, how is they unlucky? They have played Team Bolton, you see at the top of our standings. UT Dallas, you see at the top of our standings. And Escape Velocity, who won today and is now, they played Eclipse Esports, who is yet to play. They are 3-1. They have played 1, 2, and 4 in the standings. That's why they sit at 1-3. We talk about opponent winning percentage. How about 77% for Florida Tech varsity? That is our tiebreaker, by the way. So maybe you get to 3-3. You're kind of helped out by playing that tough schedule, but they've got to win against NXG Siphon. And if Florida Tech varsity can do that, we talked about potentially Florida Tech JV and Barbershop playing. We could have Florida Tech JV and Florida Varsity playing as well. But Florida Tech Varsity, they're a team we've seen a lot of. They've got to win this match to keep their playoff hopes alive. If they don't, or if NXG doesn't, whoever loses is out of the race. 2-4, you're just simply not going to be able to get it done. You cannot make top 8 at that record.
Yeah, you definitely can, and already these teams are they are literally on the outside looking in, because the best they can do now is 3-3 with them being at 1-3. So if they lose here, for sure it's done and dusted. They cannot qualify for top 8. But, it's interesting you bring up the win percentage here, because not that it's mathematically impossible. If they're able to win, their number will climb. But NXG is only sitting at about a 47% opponent match win rate, which means that, or 47 rather, excuse me. And so if they do win and they do finish at 3-3, that number probably has to get to around 52-53% in order for the tiebreaker to start to work for them. Because if they qualify with only around a 50% percentage, that could be dangerous for them. But I think the only thing they're saving grace right now is the fact that they at least have won 33% of their games, or their games that didn't count to winning a series. Same with Florida Tech, varsity here. So it'll be interesting to see here, because I think if you're putting money on one of these teams to make the miracle run to get to that 8th seed, to get to potentially maybe the 7th seed, depending on if it works out, you're probably looking at Florida Tech varsity, because they have the superior match, opponent record, as well as the fact that they've got a solid match record to build from as well. But that requires them to really string these games together. And you want to talk about even more unlucky, that the fact that they're undefeated in the show matches, Florida Tech varsity are, and yet they've only got that one win. And it's really interesting, because this is, unlucky is a very interesting way to describe them, because they've got the 77% match record from opponents. They have the fact that they are undefeated in the show matches, but only 1-3 in the regular ones. You also have to consider they should have probably beaten UTD as well. They were 2 full-length, full-field goals from UTD away from beating them in 2 different games. That series went to 3, if my memory serves right, and they lost both games by 1 goal, where they were leading. They had UTD pinned in their own end, and they could not get out. So it'll be interesting to see here as we're going to look at the rules one more time.
Yeah, as we mentioned, best of 3, 3v3, 6-week Swiss bracket, 1 match per week per team. Of course, show matches, always just some fun to get some warm-ups, and we've been harping on it. We're going to really focus in on it. Of course, next week would be week number 6, but the top 8 teams from this league qualify for the USO Invitational, a shot at a $10,000 prize pool. While we wait for our next game, no matter who is playing, I think it's always a good time, Siphon, to revisit Doc's keys to the game because, my goodness, some of Doc's keys have been absolutely played to perfection by these teams. And that, of course, is the one that I'm talking about, the bump and demo to disrupt. It has felt like it has been a demolition derby out there, Siphon, at times. So cannot wait to see who we're going to get here. I mean, you mentioned, Florida Tech Varsity, if that is our next match. They also, now they did get 2-0'd by Team Vaulted. They took them to the brink. It took Skies, I think, basically scoring a hat trick in game 2 to win 3-2. So this is a talented Florida Tech team. I think they can get it done. I think if they beat NXG, which from what we've seen based on just, comparable games, I think they will be favored, at least in my opinion, I would favor them. But Florida Tech's that scary team. We talked about Michigan, who's going to have a little bit of a tougher task. We talked about Wyoming, who's sitting on that bubble, who we'll see later tonight. Florida Tech Varsity might be that team who makes a miracle week 5, week 6 run, 3-3, sneaks in on a tiebreaker. This, to me, is a really, really huge game for them in particular because they have looked so strong. They've just got, like, the basically, I don't know who drew the bracket, who got, Swiss bracket. I don't know who they picked teams because they just must hate Florida Tech Varsity because you played 1st, 2nd, and 4th in our overall standings. That's why you're sitting at 1-3. This team could easily be 2-0, or as we've seen from our show matches, they just drew better teams. They could be undefeated as well.
Yeah, they definitely could. I mean, they've got a lot of talent here. It's just a matter of putting it all together on the field. As we're underway here between Florida Tech and NXG. This is a pivotal match for both teams, and there's already a big demo, and Berto on the board here.
These teams have been studying Doc's keys. Look at Avionics with a great demo. Berto, what a chip shot on net, my goodness. And Florida Tech Varsity looking to move to 2-3, keep their hopes alive. You got to watch out for Dask as well. We haven't seen him yet. Avionics gets demoed, but the ball goes towards the orange net, but Berto gets a bit too aggressive. Rock dirt, not able to find it, lands on top of Dask, centers it up for Avionics, but that shot is turned away.
And now can Berto get this under control here? He goes off the corner wall. There's no one from NXG there immediately, and so he's able to get turned around first. And now Dask trying to control this in the air, but he handedly centers it there for NXG. But they're not able to bury that chance, and then Devo Lord not able to get on the end of that ball. Now here comes Berto again, driving it forward, and he sets up Avionics, and Berto's having himself a game.
A great job here by Florida Tech Varsity. This is what I expect to see from this team. Record probably not indicative of how strong they are. They're dominating these first, really 45 seconds of this game. You can see just one lone medal, and that's for Impastor on that demos. Avionics with a nice center over to Dask, who's looking to get on the scoring, and instead, what a give and go.
Wow. This is the kind of passing plays that you see from the top teams. We saw it from Escape Velocity earlier as they downed a very stout Michigan defense. And Florida Tech just making it look easy. They're seamlessly passing around NXG right now, and it is just 3-0 in less than a minute here. Florida Tech are making a statement here early on, as now it's going to fall to Dask one more time. It is a goal party here for Florida Tech.
Florida Tech knows what they have to do. They have to win this game. A 2-0 sweep helps in case we have to get to the second tiebreaker, which is match record. And they have absolutely shown up. 4 goals, 59 seconds. What can NXG do to keep back in this series? It's got to start with winning these kickoffs. As Berto looking to add to that total, does get that stolen away by Devo Lord. Now a great chance here for NXG. Avionics with the bad pass, and Dask has to make a save.
First real mistake we've seen from Florida Tech Varsity, but it does not end up burning them on that occasion. After a great play from Dask, there's another shot on the goal. Super sharp angle, and Berto finishes strongly.
I like how everyone on Florida Tech knows he scored. Dask driving away. Avionics not even in the picture. They knew that was good. Dask, Avionics, Berto all on the board here. 5 goals early on. Berto looking to maybe add another one off this kickoff. Just can't quite recenter, but Dask now setting it up for a teammate. Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's out! What a save there from him, Pastor, as that means that it's going to be a still 5-0 for just a moment. Devo Lord now gonna try to clear that one away, as it's gonna be still controlled here by Florida Tech. So they're gonna look to add a 5th potentially, and now here comes Berto again, holding it up at that center field line, sending it the other direction, gonna go back and be cleared by Devo Lord, and now on the offensive are NXG. Can they get on the board? Berto denies them, but it's not out yet. But Rock Dirt doesn't really do anything after holding it up in the air. Cleared away by Berto. Gonna go back to Avionics, to Berto, to Avionics, back to Berto, over to Dask potentially, and it's held up, but it bounces away from him there. Florida Tech varsity might have to look back and reset.
Florida Tech varsity trying.
Maybe not.
Oh!
Wait, is this just the setup for Avionics?
Oh, you're right. I think you're actually right. There's the hat. You called Escape Velocity the best passing team in the tournament. I think Florida Tech varsity heard you. This has been a non-stop passing performance so far.
You know, it has, but you know, I think I still want to see Florida Tech do this against a top-level team, and they got to get there first. I think Escape Velocity doing this to Michigan, who's been one of the best defenses we've seen in the league, and doing it consistently week in and week out, I think has made it a higher level in my opinion. But we will see Florida Tech if they continue the rise here, and they just are playing around right now. I mean,
yeah,
expected goals is like 15.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you always had to worry about for Florida Tech. You know, would they make sure they show up? Dask says, yeah, you know what, we'll be here. Don't worry about us. You know, would they be able to say, look, this is a team that we got to make sure we beat? Again, I don't believe goal differential will come into play, so these extra goals they're adding all just for show. But the fact they showed up, they got to take care of business, didn't allow NXG to sneak in and ruin things. Florida Tech's going to be a very tough opponent for whichever 2 and 3 team draws them next week. And I kind of like their chances, but Rock Dirt, oh no! Rock Dirt!
Open goal syndrome is back, and in full force after we started to really see it go away in the last couple of weeks. It comes back here this week. I think we've seen it like 7 times already today. And another goal here. A new collection of hats, and the proud owner is Dask.
Dask just sneaks this pass, really I think his own teammate, but look at that pass from Avionics. Rock Dirt almost makes the save. This passing for Florida Tech has been wild. It has been incredibly efficient. I mean, you can look at the goals, look at the assists. Everybody on this team has at least 2 assists on their goals. Dask looking for one more, over to Berto, but it's going to be stopped now. Avionics just has to retreat for a brief moment.
Yeah, they got to set up Berto for his hat trick as well, and Dask got to get an assist on it here. I think that's the play, to get everybody to 3 goals and 3 assists and off the scoreboard.
There it is. They were trying for it. Dask just stopped in front of the net.
Oh, wait. Maybe not.
Oh, here we go. Dask off the touch. Can Berto redirect it? No, he cannot. And we'll see if NXG can find it clear.
And now, oh, wait a minute.
No.
Escape Velocity.
Dask, what are you doing?
As he's going to come back here to Dask over his own goal, and Pastor tries to put it on the goal. Berto, he goes the wrong way, and he still is able to clear it. 1 minute remains here as Devo Lord going to try to get a goal on the board here. Berto will send it deep. Now here comes the break here from Avionics. Avionics slips around the defender. He's got to set up Berto. Where is he? He's not able to get in there quick enough, and he's going to have to make a defensive play. He's going to drop back here. He's going to have an opportunity to win the ball, but instead Rock Dirt's going to come out on the beneficiary of that one. It's a good chance, but again, not going to be put into the goal by anybody on NXG. And there's a shot from Berto! He's in, and he's also the proud owner of a new collection of hats.
Not to mention, Dask gets the assist, just like they drew it up. Everybody with 3 assists, everybody with 3 goals. Florida Tech varsity dominating here. We're in a game that they had to win. Now the series still isn't over. There will be a game 2 and potentially a game 3. Maybe NXG can rally, but Florida Tech varsity clearly knew we can't mess around. Our show match mojo will not matter at the end of the day. And we'll see if they can maybe even put a 10 on the board here, but it looks like they're going to have fun in our final 15 seconds.
Yeah, they are, and now this is the time that you can do that because they've got a pretty substantial lead. I don't believe that this is any way possible for them to blow this, as it's going to be on the goal line, and there's the shutout. It's gone. But that's all right here for Florida Tech Varsity. They're going to be happy taking a 9-1 victory here in game 1. And you know what? They've played very well from the opening kickoff. They took it to NXG, did not let them even think about potentially scoring a goal for quite a while. By that point, it was already pretty far out of reach when they did, and now obviously getting a late goal here. But Florida Tech Varsity going to comfortably win game 1.
Great performance there. Don't forget, tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military has been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. Florida Tech Varsity with a dominating 9-1 win over NXG here in week number 5 of the USO Invitational Qualifiers, powered by Geico Military. As Fish and Seifert here call it all the action. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, this a de facto elimination game for both sides. Looks like it will not be NXG's time, but you never know. We've seen some crazy things happen here, where game 2, the team that looks like they should win by 1 billion decides to have a bit too much fun, maybe trying to force a hat trick or a crazy goal, ends up allowing the other team back in. But I am really impressed that Florida Tech Varsity is in game 1 focused. They knew what they needed to do. They really didn't mess around until it was 8-0, which is exactly what you ask for a team who's on the bubble.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just comes down to the fact they know they don't have room to mess up, and have it cost them, because at this point, they, again, we mentioned it, the loser of this is for sure eliminated. They are done, dusted, no, go into the USO Invitational for them if they lose this one here. So they took it to them right away. They did a good job of really forcing the issue, creating like we know that they can, and just making it look easy and seamless at times. I mean, really, that was very impressive stuff. And they've got to be able to keep that concentration here for game 2, and that way they're in it. They get the nice 2-0. That helps them out big time, and as they look to shoot up the standings here, and if they're going to be the ones that move to 2 and 3, you got a lot of those bubble teams who are scared. They are terrified, because that is a very good team sitting there at 2 and 3. As we're going to hop right into game 2 here, already 20 seconds in, and not a goal yet here for anybody. Quite interestingly.
Ball still, though, hanging out on that orange side where it made its home last time. Stas looking to center that one up. Rochter can't quite find it. Berto looking for maybe a pass, maybe a solo play. Ends up kind of just dribbling it over into the corner. Pass back to Dask, who can't quite convert. And Florida Tech right now struggling to find chances that they have created in bunches early on.
Yeah, now here's a nice play from Avionics. He gets behind, taking on 3 members, and Dask just took the wrong angle to follow up for that shot opportunity. He's going to try to play this one off the corner wall. Great interception by Rochter, but it's going to be guided forward by Avionics. Dask makes sure it gets out. It's a nice clearance in again now for Dask, as he's able to turn this one around here, but the press here from NXG as they try to get back in control of the series. Dask going to try to play this one aggressively. He's going to play it back around the corner to Avionics. Over into Berto, who sends it forward for Dask. Over towards Berto. Back over to Avionics' back post, but it's just a little too far. And Avionics will back it up to Dask, who gets turned around looking for Berto, but he's not able to get turned around just yet. Going to go the other direction now, and Avionics puts it towards the goal. It slips in.
Did not think Avionics' shot would be the first goal of the game. Kind of a lob from midfield. I think didn't even expect it to go in, but Devo Lord and Impastor kind of miscommunicate there. Avionics has Florida Tech out in front, though the scoring took a lot longer this time. See how long it takes before they can add maybe a second goal, or if NXG can score their second of the series. Rochter, a nice start off that kickoff. Avionics over to Dask. Here we go. And Impastor able to steal that one away, and Berto's got to make a great play.
Yeah, now here comes Berto around the corner, looking for options to pass to. Elects to go for the aerial himself, and now Dask guiding it forward towards the back wall. Berto and Dask colliding forward. Avionics is the one who tries to go for the shot. Now Dask turning around, tries to win the 50-50 instead. Berto wins it. He plays it forward into the box, and everybody's going for it, but nobody connects it until finally NXG is able to get a clearance.
Avionics, oh, this could be huge. Or it could just roll in. I think he was going to do something fancy, and it just realized he didn't have to touch it again.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's very interesting. NXG's having a tough time reading all these angles. Actually, I think Rochter might have knocked that one down and like spiked it into the ground on that particular one. But NXG's having a hard time reading a lot of these aerials. I mean, It seems like they are struggling to determine where the ball is going to go and when it's coming off the ground like that. And there's a shot opportunity, and that's a big goal from Devo Lord. Potentially keeps NXG in the conversation here. They're only down 1. They've got plenty of time to look for an equalizer.
Yeah, great job by Devo Lord, barely sneaking that one in. No one really else was close. You see him Pastor racing it at the end. And NXG's hanging around. Dask? What?
Well, I think he wanted some boost with Berto, but oh, never mind.
They all went left.
All right, guys, listen. Put the ball on the left. Okay, who's hitting the ball? As we go for kickoff here in a tie game, 0-0, basically. And we can kind of forget anything else has happened here. Avionics wanted the hat trick, as it's going to be sent off the corner wall. Berto trying to control it. It's going to be lost out here from Berto. Das going to try to pop this one in the air, make amends for the face-off here. And he's going to try to send this one towards the far post, but he puts it too far wide. Avionics going to knock this one short for Berto. He's going to come forward here, going to go towards the back post. It's there, denied by the post for Avionics. Das taps it in, and it's 3-2, lead retaken.
So many chances off the crossbar for Avionics, but Dask with the finisher. And now this kickoff is kind of interesting. We don't really know what Florida Tech varsity is going to do. I don't even know if they know what they're going to do. Looks like they'll just play this one normally, but Devo Lord with a nice clean win on that ball. Berto going to retreat, gets a bad touch on it. Das looking for the clear. Gets popped up in the air. Now Das looking to clear it down over to Avionics. And Pastor with a nice save.
Yeah, but Berto able to take that one away from 2 members. He reads the play correctly, read the bounce properly. And a telegraph pass will lead to another goal here for Florida Tech.
Berto with the setup, drawing the double commit. Dask is there. I think Florida Tech varsity play with their food a bit too much. Now has kind of realized, hey, let's make sure this game doesn't get out of hand, because you never know what can happen in a game 3 as Berto off the kickoff, a great double tap off the wall. Devo Lord, at least for a moment, thinks he has a clear. Avionics in front of the net, but a huge mistake, luckily bailed out by the crossbar.
Again, we've seen this before from Florida Tech varsity. They get too far forward and their rotations are not prepared for a long shot. That's how they got burned against UTD, but they are not burned on this occasion by NXG, and now NXG trying to go the length of the field, but they take it away from him, and now gonna fall here for Berto. Berto popping it in the air, looking for Dask. Not gonna be able to be found though, and it's gonna be deposited into the corner.
Avionics center over to Dask. Ooh, ball just bounces a little bit awkwardly there. Avionics still in control. Dask now looking for another goal, but it's turned away by Rock Dirt. Under 60 seconds left. One more goal probably seals this series in Florida Tech's favor. See if Avionics can get it here. Stolen away though, and Pastor and NXG still fighting for dear life.
It's gonna be another 50-50 here. Dask able to get the better of him on that occasion. Another shot. Gonna go towards the Florida Tech varsity goal. It's gonna come into Rock Dirt though, and Rock Dirt gonna hold this one up for just a moment. Now Devo Lord gonna go in here. Devo Lord off the back post, and it's cleared away. And that could do it here for NXG as a golden opportunity goes begging. Can Dask bury this? What a dribble move, and not able to finish.
Last chance here for NXG. Ball skirts away from Avionics, but he does get a nice clear into the corner. That will probably be it for NXG's chances here. Florida Tech will move to 2 and 3. Very interesting who they will get next week. Could potentially get Florida Tech JV as Dask will put that in for the 5th goal, and the hat trick as time expires.
Man, and Florida Tech now have forced so many of those 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 teams to be terrified, as they look so good and so deadly right now. I mean, you don't want to play that team, especially with probably how unhappy they've been with their performances in the regular matches over the last couple of weeks, but they've really started to find their form. And now Florida Tech in a good position here to capitalize on some weaker teams.
Now, the expectation of our 2 and 3 teams, we will have Florida Tech JV. We'll have the winner of Barbershop and Perron that we will not see. And we'll also have our remaining 4 2 and 2 teams hopefully coming up. We'll have Hood College in Wyoming. Loser of that's got to be scared. We'll also have TSB and Aviation Nation. You're right. There is 5 2 and 3 teams that are dreading the schedule draw for next week, and 1 2 and 3 team in Florida Tech varsity that is just licking their lips saying, we know we can beat you, because those are a lot of teams that they've faced in show matches. They've played Hood College in a show match. They've played Florida Tech JV in a show match. I believe they played TSB in a show match. They're going to play teams that they have already handily beat in show match. Of course, we don't know if that mojo will carry over, but still, it's lining up to be a very interesting Week 6 at that 2 and 3 mark. But we will take a quick break. There's still plenty of Rocket League left to be played. As we mentioned, there's a lot of 2 and 2 teams who really don't want to play Florida Tech varsity right now. They want to win. Can they get it done? We'll all find out after this short break.
I wanted to go on the USO tour here in Alaska because I've actually never been to Alaska, but more importantly, I've never done a USO tour before, and this was an opportunity that I just couldn't pass up. I told everybody on my team I really want to dedicate some time, visit some people and thank them in person, and we just, threw this together, and everybody was very accommodating and made it happen. Here at Allison, it's just been a very warm welcome. I mean, not weather-wise, but people-wise, it's been incredible. Just getting to explore the grounds. I got to see some jets, which were absolutely breathtaking. Just being able to say thank you to the men and women who serve our country in person has just been so incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear y'all fired up and shouting for Miss Cassidy Cook.
So I want to thank you guys for having me. This has been incredible. I want to come back. I definitely want to see more of it. I feel like I got to see as much as possible in one day, but this place is massive. So I would love to come back and see more.
The reason I continue to work with the USO and coming back is for the same reason that the USO keeps doing what they do. It's because we have men and women that are serving. As long as they allow me to be a part of it, and as long as I'm physically able, I'm going to give it everything I can. I've had such a blessed career in the music industry, and that career came after my military career. So I feel like I have this personal relationship, not only as a soldier, but as a civilian. And I want to continue to utilize that relationship to hopefully entertain and communicate with these people that are serving in our armed forces in such a way that they never forget that our country truly does care for them and their service.
Hello and welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We are here today for the USO Invitational Qualifier, week number 5, powered by Geico Military. Since 1941, the USO has been the nation's leading organization to serve the men and women in the U.S. military and their families throughout their time in uniform, from the moment they join to their assignments and deployments until they get back to their communities. The USO is always by their side, and as they transition back to their communities, I should say. Fish and Siphon here calling all of the action, and we'll get a very interesting show match here, Siphon. We've talked a lot about Florida Tech. We've kind of joked, honestly, about Florida Tech varsity's impressive show match record. That'll go up on the line against a team that's sitting pretty well. That is Eclipse Esports. We will not be able to see their game today against the Chads. I believe that was rescheduled. But you see it here on the standings, Eclipse sitting at 3-1. A win against the Chads, who they are scheduled to play, would lock them in at 4-1. If Florida Tech varsity gives them a game or even wins, that just shows you how scary that team can be if they sneak in next week.
Well, we should already know they're going to win. I mean, they are defeated in show matches.
True.
The show match buff is just too much. from the Florida Tech varsity roster. But you're absolutely right. I mean, this is a high-level team, and I would be curious to see, are they going to be able to keep the same level of offensive performance, up here? And they've shown that they can, and that's the thing. They've shown that they can when they've played a lot of these tough teams. It's just that what they keep coming back to is one or two times, and we saw it multiple times in the last series too. They get too aggressive with their rotations. They don't cover at the back cleanly enough. And so those longer shots, those full-length shots, those big clearances, those could come back to haunt them. That did against UTD, and that typically has against these teams that are more adept at putting away a lot of those longer shots.
100% agree with you. I mean, as we mentioned, they played a lot of teams at the top of the bracket, has Florida Tech varsity. I'm really curious how their passing game is going to go, because we kind of talked about maybe they've challenged escape velocity for the best passing team, but as you cited, escape velocity has done it while winning. Florida Tech has not, and they were really, especially in game 1 against NXG, they were flying all over the place. They were setting up each other, not intentionally. Of course, those last few goals were forced to set up the triple assist, triple hat trick. But I'm really curious to see how much passing they can do, because that feels like what Florida Tech's offense is built around. If you have a team like Eclipse Esports who can get in those passing lanes, disrupt those passes, your whole offense is just going to fall apart if you're Florida Tech varsity.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see what ends up happening there, because while Florida Tech have very good players along the ball in terms of setting up opportunities, they don't really have that individual talent that can just make something out of nothing and finish those, create and finish those chances all in one. I mean, they have players who've been able to finish at times and create at times, but none that have been able to do both. Kind of like with Michigan. Michigan, doesn't have necessarily the players that to support Ventex who can also do what he does, at least on a lower scale, because obviously there's not a lot of people who could do what Ventex does. But they're lacking a secondary playmaker, and I think Florida's lucky because they have an abundance of playmakers, but they're not especially good finishers at times. Some of them are good, but none that will consistently are going to light the goal up.
Yeah, and I think the Juventus comparison is fair, because Juventus is a great solo player. As you said, not many people could do it. Florida Tech doesn't have that solo player, as I agree with you, that can just say, hey, Berto, take over this game, please. We're struggling. Can you do that? Avionics. I mean, we've seen them have great moments, but it's because Avionics is setting up Dask. It's because Dask is setting up Berto. We will see here, can the Florida Tech varsity mojo, the magic, whatever they do in show matches, can it work here against Eclipse Esports, who is sitting at the top half of our standings? We will find out. Florida Tech varsity, especially coming off that game already. Bejan with a nice demo. Looking to make something happen here is Berto with a nice clear down. We'll see if they can make anything from it.
It's actually going to fall favorably here for your boy Rich. Now Rich going to try to put this one forward off that corner wall, cut off there by Dask. And it's going to be sent back in there aggressively, but Berto intercepts. We set back in one more time. Avionics going to get to it first. It's popped up in the air now. Dask going to try to win the 50-50. He guides it off the back wall, but they lose out on it, and Bejan Smondo with the goal.
Great setup here by your boy Rich. He forces out a double commit there with a nice spike. Bejan just sneaks it in. Eclipse Esports with the early 1-0 lead, but crazy things always seem to happen when Florida Tech varsity plays the show match. Is your boy Rich with another clean win. That ball's going towards the goal. Berto has to make a fantastic save, and Dask barely sneaks that clear to midfield before it stopped.
But dangerous, so they gave it to Berto in transition. He's dribbling it forward there, and he's going to be setting up opportunity here for Dask. Dask not able to put it in, though. It's cleared away for the moment. Avionics there. He's got Berto going forward with the ball. Avionics gets turned around. Dask just took it from his own teammate and missed while he's at it. And now here comes Pandy the other direction, going off the back wall. Berto now going to get the break started going the other direction. Here's end-to-end action started to really open up. Berto nearly finished a good chip towards the goal.
Bejan can't get the dribble going as Avionics. Oh, Berto, a nice stop from your boy Rich on the clear. Pandy has to make a scary stop in front of the net. Now Dask will look to keep it alive, but everyone else on Florida Tech had reset. There's Avionics, though, off the top post. Berto flying past the ball. Means the Florida Tech varsity is going to be forced to reset here.
Yeah, and it looked like right there, the kind of delay came in from Berto, because it looked like he got bumped out of the way. And speaking of bumped, there's a disruption right there as a demo came out there as well. Eclipse doing a good job playing in front of their own goal right now and utilizing Doc's keys to the game as well.
Your Boy Rich gets a great little clear there, but Avionics keeps it alive. Over to Berto, but Bejan. Nice save, dash, sneaky little dunk around your boy Rich, but Bejan looking for a clear, can't find it, double tap off the attempted stop there, and finally a reset for Eclipse Esports, but not for long, as a lob on net from Berto forced out a huge save there from your boy Rich.
Yeah, it was really impressive there. Florida Tech doing a good job of seeing their opportunities here, trying to go towards the net. They just haven't been able to finish to this point. And Dask now going to win it back one more time. The quick 1-2, and Berto gets on the board. Tie game.
Starts with a great play by Dask, realizing, you know what, I can't make a shot. I'm going to just pass it down to Berto. Nothing Pandy can do when you get caught flat-footed in the goal. It's a 1-1 game. We're only halfway through the first part of our show match here. Off the kickoff, Berto, clean win. Your boy Rich is there, looking for a pass down to a teammate, just gonna lob it on net. Dask having none of that with a great denial.
Yeah, now here comes Berto down the side, looking to set up potentially for Dask, but instead Bejan Mondo gonna take it away. Now here comes Dask, forward to Berto, off the wall, looking to go to himself here, and instead it's gonna be taken by Pandy, looking for Bejan one more time. It's going to be taken away here by Avionics now along the side. Avionics going to send it forward towards the goal. Berto with a nice touch to slow it down, made it more of a changeup.
Great play. We talked about whether this passing could still work, and Avionics and Berto prove it can. Both goals from the Florida Tech side so far have come from assists. One for Avionics, one for Dask. Berto has been the recipient of both of those, and now Dask has Berto right in front, but Bejan with a fantastic save as the last man back, but the pressure's not done. Your boy Rich and Bejan kind of collide. Pandy has to go bail them out. All three members of Eclipse have to be there, and they still can't even clear the ball.
Yeah, Dask gonna hold it in here now, looking for Avionics here, but instead finally gonna get at least over the center field line. But again, Berto pushing it forward again, gonna go right back over, loss of possession. Now the demo coming out here onto Avionics, but it's gonna be 2-on-2 the other way. Now Avionics again wins the ball at the center field line, played forward from Dask, and now it's gonna be a nice pass there from Avionics. Was looking for Berto, but instead going to be cleared away and down the field. Chance upcoming here potentially for Eclipse, and nothing will come of it.
Avionics wins that one, but unfortunately bumps Berto out of the way. Bejan centers it up to your boy Rich, who just kind of tail swipes it on net. Scary spot there, but wasn't fast enough, and Florida Tech's going to get it clear with 60 seconds left. Your boy Rich immediately has the counter play. Avionics over into the corner. Here comes Dask, one off the wall. The demo onto Bejan's going to open things up, but Pandy will make the next stop.
Yeah, I know, Avionics looking for Berto. Berto's turned around. Berto looking for Dask here. Dask gonna try to send it towards the slot, looking for Berto one more time. Instead, it's gonna go the other direction here. Florida Tech now looking for some more goals here just to give themselves some insurance. 30 seconds remain here off the back wall. Knocked up here, and Berto not able to get back to it just yet. Now he's on his way there, and it's gonna be cleared away from Dask.
Final chance here potentially for Eclipse Esports. Will they fall victim to the Florida Tech varsity show match magic? 10 seconds left and a full length clear. Bejan has to make the stop. Avionics gonna steal it away. Center it in front of the net. It gets clear, but that's gonna touch the ground, and Florida Tech will come out on top, though I have got word we still have a game 2. So we're not out of the woods yet, but this tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military, been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. Now, I don't want to play 4D. I honestly feel like this is 5D chess with you, Siphon, but there is a very interesting thing to consider. Eclipse is playing the Chads in their actual game. The Chads have Tuna on their roster, who we've been told is the student coach for Florida Tech varsity. You have to wonder with how kind of vanilla that game plan was, if Eclipse knows that and is kind of saying, well, we can't show too much because we're sure Tuna is watching or is going to get information from his players.
You know, I definitely wonder if that is going to be the case. You know, I mean, obviously, a lot of these show matches have been very vanilla, and I think that's what's been the most interesting is how well Florida Tech, you know, have done in these show matches, because a lot of the time they're vanilla. It's not even that they are creative. They're showing new strategies, new stuff. They're very vanilla, and yet they are undefeated. Like a couple of wins, sure.
Yeah.
Undefeated?
It's like 7-0 at this point, too, which is the weirdest. Like, it's not like 1 or 2 games. Like, you know. 7-0 in show matches, I believe. We'll see if Game 2 has a different set of circumstances as right off the kickoff, Eclipse looking to set something up with Bejan. There's your boy Rich trying for the bass pack to Pandy. But again, this Eclipse side just very vanilla as Das goes off the back wall and your boy Rich makes a great redirection.
Was nearly a goal there. So now Avionics gonna have it knocked down here, and instead it's gonna be a long clear because Florida Tech did not rotate properly. One miss on the ball already. Another one spiked into the ground, dealt with by Avionics, and it will be cleared away for just a moment. And now a nice job from Berto trying to win the ball back.
Avionics lobbing it over. Dask was there, but dunked over by Pandy. Great chance here for your boy Rich and company. But unfortunately not able to as Berto wins that 50 against Pandy. Bejan has to retreat. Avionics looking for the cutoff. Gets it. There's Dask. Full momentum. Ball's a bit short. And what was that? How did they miss on it? Dask gets credit.
My goodness there. Again, another miss on the ball. It's just a soft aerial here. It must have just been the change of pace on the ball. I mean, they must have expected a faster shot to come through than what did. And as a result, Florida Tech will take a 1-0 lead here in this game.
I'm honestly more confused how Berto and Avionics missed on it than anyone on Eclipse. Maybe they got faked out. But once again, I have no idea how anybody missed that ball. It was 5 people went up for it and nobody came down with it.
I think it was just because they were expecting a fast ball, not like a change-up, you know?
Yeah.
But that, that's the only thing I can think of anyway, as now here comes Berto again, guiding it towards the goal, off the back wall, looked for one of his teammates, but it's actually taken away and intercepted. And then they could have pushed forward here, and they will now finally. Avionics back to Dask. Not able to get enough of it that he would want, and now Berto's going to hold up and wait. Berto does not win the 50-50, but it's cleared by Avionics. And then one more time, Berto will send it away.
Oh, great job there by Bejan. Cleared by your boy Rich. Scary spot there, but Dask able to make a stop. Berto going to pop it up in the air. Clear it past Pandy. Bejan keeping it alive, but Dask just muscle through. Your boy Rich, that's a scary attempt at a stop. Could have hit it in on an own goal. Luckily, Eclipse will survive, and now has a great opportunity right above the net. Das, though, just nudges it away.
Yeah, he does. Now here's Avionics. Going to go forward here along the corner wall. Going to try to set up an attack. Instead, it's going to be taken away from him here. Now, going to be sent forward along that corner wall. Knocked forward one more time. Over the head there of Berto. Here's Avionics. And Avionics going to try to get on the move. Instead, he turns it over and tie game.
A great job here. We see that demo as well by Pandy. Doc's keys have just been followed to a T. That's why the net's wide open, as you mentioned, Avionics with the turnover. And now it's a 1-1 game. See what Florida Tech varsity can do off the kickoff. Your boy Rich will win. Here comes Bejan looking to snap it on net. Oh, Berto barely squeaks out a save.
Yeah, he does. And now here comes Dash trying to get it out, but now all of a sudden Florida Tech not able to get out of their own end. Finding it a little bit difficult right now. There's a nice play along the ball for my Clips, but they're not able to find anything. Here comes your boy Rich looking towards the goal. And instead, it's going to be popped up and intercepted there by the side of Florida Tech varsity. Going to go for the goal here. Berto not able to find it, and it's pushed in towards the goal, but Dask not able to finish.
I like that demo on Avionics as well. You know Florida Tech wants to pass the ball. You eliminate one of those members. Berto sets it up. Avionics off the respawn. Zooming in. Sets his team up with a 2-1 lead.
Well, you just felt it was coming after such a long time. So many chances coming through for both teams, but particularly for the side of Florida Tech varsity. And now 2-1 is the score with 1:56 to go. Here's the kickoff now. Das gonna play it forward. Intercepted by your boy Rich. He's gonna try to go for an aerial. Instead, it's intercepted. Pandy not able to get away with it.
Bejan over to Pandy. And Eclipse has tied the game here with a great play. As Das can't get to it, and Pandy just barely sneaks it over Berto and Avionics. I don't know, even if he had gotten a nose on that, if it would have been enough to elevate that ball. It's 2-2 here in this show match. Off the kickoff, Berto with a nice clean win. Bejan gonna stop it, but here comes Das. Can't quite find it.
It's gonna be going the other direction here as Bejan Smong. Now gonna be pushing it forward, but turned it over, and now here comes your boy Rich trying to intercept. He will. He gets around Berto for just a moment before Berto taking it the other direction. Off that corner wall. Gonna be going forward to Dask. Now Dask gonna be looking for an opportunity to be creative here to give Florida Tech the lead potentially. Instead, it's gonna go to Pandy. Now Pandy playing it forward, but Dask intercepts.
Still a great clear there, right in front of the net. Bejan gonna go up for it. Berto can't quite find the clear, and Pandy will put it in. Now the magic for Florida Tech's show match starting to be on edge here as there's just a minute left. Eclipse Esports has the lead here. This kickoff will be huge for the varsity side of Florida Tech. They've got to get a good win. Berto does that, but it's wide of the net. Looking for another touch on it, trying to drive it down, but Bejan will get a save.
And here comes Avionics. He has to take it away, though. That's an open goal to be looking at. And instead, it's going to be one back here by Florida Tech varsity. There's another chance for Pandy. Clear it away, take in there, and now it's going to be sent over the center field line one more time, and then clear the right back. And nearly he's going to roll it, will, and your boy Rich extends the lead.
A nice steal right in front of that pass. We talked about that easy counter to Florida Tech varsity. It's just going to be simply getting in the passing lanes. And Eclipse Esports has gotten themselves a 4-2 lead. Avionics, though, trying to keep his team in it. Off the back wall, but a great demo onto Berto, who is going to be the recipient of that setup. Is going to nullify any chance here. Dask now has got to line it up. Got to get it to a teammate. Avionics racing in, but it's stolen away.
Yeah, no, it's going to guide it into the goal there, and that will probably seal this one away. And if you're Florida Tech varsity, you're probably ruining a lot of the chances you're not able to finish here, as it only took a few minutes here for Eclipse to gain control of the game. It's 5-2 now. New collection of hats there. Gonna be proud owner of those is your boy Rich.
And it feels like once Eclipse has figured out what Florida Tech wants to do, they have just shut down those passing lanes. They have gotten those demos that we talk about all the time, and they will win this game, though I have got word this show match will go to a best of 3, so potentially Florida Tech's undefeated show match streak will continue as Eclipse will win that game in dominant fashion here. USO Invitational Qualifier brought to you by Geico Military. Starting to near the end. Just a couple of matches left on the schedule. But right now we've got, of course, maybe the most important match, potentially the final show match for Florida Tech varsity. Can they keep their undefeated record, Siphon? And it, as you said, that went off the hook real quick. I mean, it went from 2-1 to 5-2 in just about 45 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, that's what happens when you let those little moments of concentration just slip, especially against a good team. And while Eclipse was pretty much control for most of the game, like you mentioned, those 45 seconds are what turned it around for them because they kept their concentration, they kept their faith. They knew that they were going to be able to come back in that game, and they succeeded.
Well, as we wait to load up Game 3, I think it's a perfect time to go revisit Doc's keys to the game because we have been harping on them all night long. And that fourth bullet point right there has been the key for so many teams. Create mistakes, punish the overcommit, don't overstay, and bump and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to us by Geico Military. Geico Military has been a proud sponsor of the USO since 1997. And Siphon, that fourth bullet point almost feels like every team that watched the broadcast said, you know what, we want to make Doc look like a genius. They have been just, I have never seen this many demolitions in a Rocket League tournament ever. I mean, we're probably in the 50s, I would assume, overall, just for tonight. As we hop right into game number 3, can Florida Tech varsity remain undefeated in show matches, or will they finally fall? And there's a wide open goal, but the ball just takes an awkward hop. No, Bejan! Oh, luckily it doesn't go in, but we're not out of the water yet. Finally cleared away.
Well, man, it looked like he thought he was going to score a goal. And then now Pandy nearly does as well. Gets the demo down there on the dash. That's a double demo, and yet a phenomenal clearance there by Avionics will make sure that Florida Tech will get out of that one in relatively short order here, as now Dask trying to go after that ball. Instead, it's going to be turned back over again along that corner wall, cutting inside there. That's a nice play from Pandy, but it's cleared.
Dask will look to clear it. How will Florida Tech varsity handle the fact that Eclipse knows what they want to do? As Dask gets to pass, well, maybe not. Berto with the setup, Dask with the finish.
Very impressive stuff there, and again, Florida Tech went from almost scoring right away to almost conceding back one more time. to scoring rather. They'll take another early lead into this one. Off the kickoff we go now, as it's going to go over looking for Pandy. Instead, he turns it over, but kept alive here by Bejan. Bejan now waits, played over his head by Dask. Pandy will go in the air and meet it, tries to get it towards the goal, has another pass fall for him rather. And it's going to be sent forward. Your boy Rich trying to intercept. Can Avionics send it back towards the goal? He can. Can he get it around the fender? He can. But no one's able to finish it and put it in the back of the net. That's a great touch from Avionics. Just maybe I'll do it myself. But not quite.
Dask just barely keeps it alive, but a bumper cars does break out. Now Pandy opportunity. Avionics, nice dodge on the demo. Oh, scary touch by Dask. Good thing Berto was there. Gets knocked up in the air. Dask looking for a pass potentially to his teammate. Avionics instead lobbing it downfield. The shot attempt wide of the net. Bejan looking to grab that rebound, but Berto, a nice touch. Now your boy Rich gets it around one, looking to carry it the length of the field. But a nice stop by Avionics. Dask's risky pass there, but it's stopped by Berto.
Good defensive read there from Berto again. We're starting to see a little bit defensive liabilities and defensive lapses here. And as I say that, we are tied.
Just a great job there by your boy Rich. Kind of lob it on net. Nobody home. You mentioned, you called it in real time, Simon, and the defensive lapses starting to show through for Florida Tech. As we get ready for the kickoff here. Does look like we have a bit of a scoreboard bug. Our timer has frozen in place. We'll kick off with 2:47 left. And we'll see what these teams can do before they score another goal, and our timer will reset briefly as Bejan misses on that one. Dask popped it up in the air. Your boy Rich barely gets a hood on it. Bejan can't corral it. The huge chance here for Avionics, but he takes a shot on two men in net, and it's an easy save for Eclipse.
Go back to Dask here now as the Avionics gets the demo down on the Pandy. So it is 2-on-3 briefly, but it got too far ahead of Dask. And that's a nice play from Berto. Sent forward now over the corner wall. Here comes the Avionics sending it deep. Avionics has a bounce for him. Avionics not able to be found.
Ooh, Pandy with the nice setup. Your boy Rich, Pandy nearly saved it, but Eclipse will take the lead. A great job here by Pandy to put the pressure on.
Very interesting here. So right now, Florida Tech struggling to exert themselves on the game. They're having some possession. They're creating some opportunities, but they aren't good. They aren't to the level we're seeing right now. And they've almost stopped trying these passing plays, which I find most interesting.
Feels like maybe they thought Eclipse had figured them out as they'll try one more. Over to Berto. Dask looking to get there, but Bejan gets in the way, and Avionics and Dask end up colliding. Handon now dribbling it up, a great challenge by Berto, but there's just so much pressure on this Florida Tech defense. They cannot find a clear. They're also dodging bumps, they're dodging demos, but they might have an opportunity until Pandy steals it away. Huge demo on net, but the ball just bounces way too high and way too slow.
That could have been it here for the undefeated record so far in these show matches from Florida Tech, or varsity rather, and that might just do it though as Pandy gets on the board again. How good has he been today?
Pandy has been spectacular. I'll be very curious to see what the result of the Eclipse and the Chads game will be. Did get told that had to be rescheduled, so we were not able to see it on stream, but those two 3-1 teams doing a spectacular job. As Bejan looking to clear this one away, not quite able to find it. And Berto gonna pop it up in the air, lean that one down, but not quite able to get it.
And Florida Tech just kind of looking like they're running out of ideas right now. I mean, they're taking the ball and they're trying to force it past every single defender they can right now. Maybe that could be their way in here. Good passing setups here, but Dask not able to finish as he doesn't get to the ball first. Cleared away by Eclipse.
Dask and Berto both retreating. Berto gonna get a nose on it. We're under 60 seconds. As we said, our scoreboard is a bit frozen in time. It'll update after every goal is scored. And we're gonna get an update right here as your boy Rich is probably just taking out the dagger and plunged it through the heart of Florida Tech Varsity's undefeated record in show matches.
Yeah, who needs an undefeated show match record in the USO qualifiers anyway? They can just brag with their win streak now achieved inside of the regular season here. But regardless here, Florida Tech you know, there's a few question marks starting to open up about them here, and then potentially is a 5th goal coming through. Now your boy Rich has to get back here, looking to be played aggressively here. Your boy Rich not able to get to it first. Now here goes Dask. Dask popping it up, looking there for his teammate, but he's not able to be found.
I think, Siphon, I mean, you made the great counterpoint to me. You said, we'll see if Florida Tech varsity can make those passing plays against the top-tier teams, and it appears that answer, at least against Eclipse, is a resounding no. After game 1, they were solved. We see Pandy with a fantastic goal here. The hats have rained down. It has been total domination for Eclipse Esports in game 2 and game 3 of the show match. And they are now just 15 seconds away from wrapping this one up and putting themselves really on the map, saying, one, we've stopped Florida Tech varsity. I'm curious if Tuna will be able to gouge anything. As we mentioned, Tuna, the manager of Florida Tech varsity, is on the Chads, and that'll be a match we will see, or we will hear about off stream between Eclipse and the Chads. But so far, it has been a fantastic night with just a couple games left, a couple of 2-2 teams all battling. Before we get to those games, we're going to take a quick break. We're down to the nitty-gritty here in week 5. Teams trying to put themselves in a spot where they don't have to chew their nails and do the math to get into the playoffs of those top 8 teams. It's all coming up right after this break.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated.
My name is MA3 Sentinel, Adrian. I play World of Warcraft. A great game. I've been playing it for 14 years. My father, me and him play the same game, so it gives us a chance to talk to one another while also interacting with one another in a different type of reality.
I also play World of Warcraft. My younger brother plays. I do not play with either of my 2 parents, though my mother very often leans over my brother's shoulder and talks to me while him and I are playing.
At the USO, they give us Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi connects us with our game systems, and our game systems allow us to see certain people or talk to certain people back home.
Neither of us like phone calls. Neither of us like talking on the phone in any sense of the word. This gives us a much more interesting way to communicate with family members and friends, and it even allows us to continue to build off the relationships that we had previously. You know, personnel rotate commands all the time. We don't always get to see them, but we can always come back to these video games and use these video games as a way to communicate, keep up, see how things have changed, how their families are doing, stuff like that. And USO is fantastic for facilitating that. They have beautiful facilities, wonderful Wi-Fi. It helps us out a lot with not only communicating with our families, but just overall morale as well. We're in a better mood. We take that mood back to the ships. Everybody else feeds off that better mood, and USO is just it's a chain effect, and they really do help a lot.
Depending on the area of operations that we're on, sometimes you don't even get internet connection. So going a couple months without internet and then coming back to here, any way to contact my family was great.
The game itself provides an in-game chat through multiple different channels, faster than a text message, faster than Facebook Messenger.
There's a team chat, there's Discord, there's Twitch, and they're all just different programs that you can talk for free as long as you have Wi-Fi anywhere. My father, since he plays, a couple of my buddies, since they play, one of my brothers, he played for a little bit, but they all have that program. They all have a way for me to contact them back home without using cell service or anything like that. And that's one way that I constantly keep in contact with all my family. If it's not video, then it's talking through a headset.
Welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. We are winding down Week 5 in the USO Invitational Qualifier powered by Geico Military. Don't forget, since 1941, the USO has been the nation's leading organization to serve the men and women in the U.S. military. Got the close-up there, and their families throughout their time in uniform from the moment they joined through their assignments and deployments as they transition back to their communities. The USO is always by their side. And now we get to the part Siphon, that is very interesting. We've talked about it all night. The top 8 teams after next week will advance the USO Invitational, where there's a $10,000 prize pool on the line. And now we get to the 2-2 teams who have a very scary test ahead of them, as you see here. Best of 3, 3v3. We're week number 5. I believe we have 2 more scheduled matches left between a couple of very interesting teams. We'll start off. We're going to hop right into it. It's Wyoming and Hood College. Wyoming's a team that you and I have been very high on, Siphon, but at 2-2, a loss puts them in a scary spot. They need a win, but so does Hood College, who we really haven't seen too much of besides a few show matches.
Yeah, they definitely have it. Here's another opportunity for all caps, and it is just action all the time. Hood College going to be taking the lead early on.
We see there maybe the "it wasn't me, I was lagging" call from Colorado coming out. Hey, when it's a game, when it's do or die, I understand, but it looks like we will play on. And the one thing you got to watch out for Wyoming, Siphon, is not really the team setups. Yeah, okay, I can see why you asked for that one there. Hello, how about the 8 ping for Hood College? Are they playing in the server room? My goodness.
I thought I saw a few extra computers in there.
8 ping versus, I think somebody on Wyoming's at 108.
I don't know how they managed 8 ping there, but we're going to have to look at that one there, as it's going to be very interesting here. We'll break down Wyoming in just a little bit, as Slammin now going to try to hold possession up here. It's going to go off the back wall here. Going to be denied initially by Timber. Good defensive play. Colorado going to try to get this one up and away. All caps holds it back up into the air, looking for Slammin, as he will guide this one back into the corner. Going to come back out here towards the center field line. Nader Tot now going to try to play it forward, but instead Colorado going to go along the back. Gonna head back out here to Miss Magician. That's a good shot, but it's too high.
We're going to talk about for Wyoming. This team is going to get everybody involved. Miss Magician, Colorado, love to set up Timber. They were really the first team to embrace this demo-heavy play style. Miss Magician over to Colorado, who lobs it down on net. Timber is there, but Nader Tot going to make a fantastic save to force it back to midfield.
And here's Colorado. He's got to get back on defense there. Miss Magician will cover him on that occasion. Now Timber trying to go forward. Instead, Slammin will step in front. And Colorado also not able to get there, and not quite sure what happened on that occasion. It looks like we might have had a bit of a reaction there to the internet that we were looking at just a few moments prior. But if that is not indeed going to be the case, it's going to be Hood College leading 2-0 here, coming up off the kickoff.
As this time gone by, I would assume we'll stick with this for the rest of game 1. And so Wyoming's got to manage, and you've got to really focus your mental here. You can see maybe Colorado already psyching themselves out as they try and set up a play, but nobody's there. Miss Magician now racing in. But Nader Tot wants to set up all caps near midfield. A nice steal by Timber. Magician on the pop-up in the air. Is there a teammate? There is. It's Colorado who's going to spike it down. All caps will miss. Timber looking to capitalize, but the ball ping-pongs away as Nader Tot gets credit for the save.
But Miss Magician, he spikes it away there from the defense. And now he's going to be trying to play it around the corner wall. And then he's going to be playing here towards that goal line, trying to take it away again. Colorado pressing forward. He's going to take that one away. He's going to be coming back here to Miss Magician. Miss Magician flying forward. He's going to try to leave it for a teammate. Everybody misses on the ball. No one is there from his own team, though. Now Colorado along the wall trying to take it back. Loses out there to Nader Tot, driving it forward towards the goal. Kept out of the goal there by Colorado as he comes back to make a great defensive play. Timber leading the charge the other direction.
All caps to steal, but a risky pass to Nader Tot. Gets intercepted at midfield by Miss Magician. Slammin' though. Blasted to the blue side for a moment. Oh, Colorado thought they had a great play. Couldn't quite get it done. Here comes Miss Magician up on the side wall. Shot on net, and they score, and Wyoming's within 1.
The X Factor coming in big here for Wyoming, excuse me, as he's been one of the most influential players over the last few weeks and been integral to what they've been doing here in Wyoming. Gets a big goal from one of their most important members, and it's a 1-goal game again. 1:48 left on the clock here in regulation. Now it's going to be Niedertot driving this forward towards the Wyoming zone. Colorado able to take it away. He gets around one member. It is a one-on-one. That defender is helpless, and somehow he gets a piece of it. Miss Magician is denied on the goal line. Timber will keep it alive, though, as we look to get another goal potentially here for Wyoming, but it's going to be cleared away.
Miss Magician keeping it alive. Got Colorado near midfield. Colorado's shot turned away by Slammin. Here is Niedertot as Timber will reverse. Ball going to bounce over them. They set up for Colorado, who wasn't ready for it. So Colorado had to make a sneaky play as Slammin near midfield, trying to get it over to All Caps, trying to get Hood College this insurance goal. But it's stopped by Miss Magician. 1 minute left here. Lob down in front of the net. Great chance here for Miss Magician with the demo. Colorado can't hit it in, and they barely missed tying this game.
That was textbook Wyoming offense, and hold on just a moment as Colorado saves Wyoming again here at the other end of the field. Timber gonna drive forward now. He's gotta create something here. Demo comes out onto Timber, so it's 2-on-3 momentarily. Colorado with the big interception. Miss Magician can't get there first, as Niedertot's the one that does. And 30 seconds remain here for Wyoming. Can they find an equalizer? Colorado going for it, but that's not a difficult shot to stop, as it had no pace on it, and now that's a dangerous opportunity. Everybody missing the ball. Finally, Timber deals with it.
Final chance here for Wyoming. Colorado gets it past one, but just tries to brute force it past Niedertot. 8 seconds left. Slammin. That ball takes a Wyoming bounce. Colorado can't quite keep it away from Niedertot, though. Wyoming's got to go the length of the field. I don't even know if they're going to keep this ball alive. Timber on a miracle does. Colorado lobs it down to Miss Magician, who's racing in. And by inches, just barely misses, potentially getting a shot off. This tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military, been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. And you know, from the brief peek we got, I don't think Colorado was wrong, and it looks like it will be adjusted. But I have to say, I think that took them out of the game. They took way too many, just as you said, easy shots with no pace. It's almost like they were just like, well, they got so mad they forgot about the rest of their team. And I think Colorado in particular had a couple of great chances. They just drop it off for Miss Magician and go for the demo like we've seen Colorado do on this winning streak. They could have easily tied that game. I think they psyched themselves out due to an issue that was really out of everyone's control until we got in game.
Yeah, I think you're right, and you know, it's very interesting. The non-goal I'd say I would look at. There's two instances in that game where I feel like that game turned. The first one was the second goal that was scored there from Hood College, where it just seemed like everybody on Wyoming just stopped moving. I don't know what ended up happening. That was a very strange circumstance, but left basically an open goal, and Hood College took advantage. They took the eventual game-winning goal. They needed that goal to be secure in their victory. And then the other opportunity I would look at is that phenomenal shot from Miss Magician, where it's from the sidewall. He manages to just barely get enough of it going towards the goal. And Colorado, I think, took out one or two different members in the goal line, and it bounced off of the back or off of the side post to the back of Colorado, and so theoretically that bounce should go right back into the goal, and it shot up and slightly forward away from the goal. Colorado couldn't turn around quick enough to try to put it in the back of the net, because by then the defense had recovered, and that really, I think, changed the complexion of the game, because that was a golden opportunity that just didn't go in. And I think you're right, though. I do think mentally that played into it a little bit there, but they've got to keep their composure in that situation. Miss Magician, it seemed like he was trying everything he could to get Wyoming to get to overtime right there, but he just was not able to do it himself. So they're going to have to come back stronger with a team effort there. I'm going to be honest, I don't think we called Timber's name too many times other than a few clearances. He's got to be better. He's got to be either creating space for his two playmakers in Colorado and Miss Magician, or he's got to be getting on the end of a lot of these crosses or passes, because honestly, he just has to be more impactful, because that's what Wyoming is going to need if they're going to move to potentially 3-2 and be very close to qualifying after a pretty bad start.
Yeah, if we're going from 0-2 to 3-2, potentially they might get our first Game 3 of actual action. I know we just had a Game 3 in a show match, but the I think you're right. The two moments that really stand out to me is the goal, as you mentioned, that Hood College ended up being the game-winning goal where it looked like everybody just kind of stopped. Again, don't know what that was about. The one that really stands out to me is Colorado, I think, had a one-on-one against All Caps to make a great play. And in the past, we've seen Colorado try and fake off the ball, look for the demo, and he just kind of tried to just muscle it through All Caps, who made a fantastic save. And again, for all the issues that Wyoming had, they were, what, an inch away? We didn't quite see how close Miss Magician was, but Miss Magician was very close to a final shot with zeros on the clock that looked pretty good. As we get into it here, we'll see if Hood College can put the dagger through Wyoming and make their road to the playoffs that much harder. If Wyoming has cooled down, has collected their thoughts, and can get us to a Game 3, as Colorado with a great setup, bumping people out of the way, but the ball still stopped right in front of the post.
Yeah, but Miss Magician, another dangerous cross. Dealt with there for just a moment by slamming Nadertot. Second to the ball here. Is Colorado going to get there first? Big difference already is Wyoming getting to these 50-50s first. So that was something they struggled with on last time out. And now Colorado trying to hold the play up. Nadertot trying to get it over him, but Colorado patient enough to get out of the way. Miss Magician clearing the path forward here as Nadertot is going to have to retreat. Wait for his teammates to support. Now that's a nice little creative play, but Colorado and Miss Magician sniff it out. Timber with a shot off the post. Colorado taps it in, and Wyoming lead first.
This is the Wyoming team we expect. Miss Magician gets an attempt. Timber gets a shot. Miss Magician clips All Caps, or at least forces him to barrel roll out of the way, and that leaves him in a spot where no one can make a play. This is what Wyoming needs to do if they're going to get to 3 and 2. But off the kickoff, near disaster. Miss Magician has to come from getting boost in front of the net to stop that one and keep Wyoming in the lead for the time being, as All Caps sets it up in front of the net. Nadertot, though, way too slow. Timbers past the Colorado just in front.
Now Colorado trying to hold the play up now. Miss Magician going to get over slamming, and he's actually going to win the second chance there against Nadertot as well. Miss Magician gets it all the way to the goal line. Colorado is denied by the top of the crossbar, I believe. Score will stay 1-0 here for just a moment, as another opportunity is going to come out here, but dealt with by Miss Magician in his own end. He gets it past 2-3 members before slamming will send it right back the other direction. Good clearance there from Colorado over the defense's head.
Timber now racing down, trying to stop All Caps clear, and he does. Here comes Miss Magician, but Nadertot just barely redirects that one. Colorado keeping the pressure on, forces a mistake, but then misses the ball in the second hit, and All Caps clears Hood College out of danger just for the time being.
Yeah, but Colorado, he's able to redirect on the ball. He's able to push it forward here. All Caps tries to clear. Slamming not able to do so, and now Miss Magician, that's a great shot for post. And Wyoming lead 2-0.
What a great play here from Miss Magician. Wyoming had the pressure for 30 or 40 seconds. And now they have a 2-0 lead. They have seemed to have recollected themselves. How could Hood College answer? After that Game 1 win, we haven't seen a 3-game series all night in our actual matches. Will this be the first one? Now Wyoming in danger. Demo in front of the net. Slamming though. Needed to leave that one for a teammate.
Wow, and he's not able to finish it there. And another opportunity. All Caps just a second away for tapping it in here. And now Colorado going down that left side. He's looking for Miss Magician. He's going to try to combine, and Miss Magician just inches off again from another pass from Colorado, and it's to be cleared away by All Caps. Colorado will keep it alive here going deep. Cleared away again by Nadertot. And it's going to go towards the goal there of Wyoming. Colorado with good reactions, and it's going to be cleared away by Timber.
Nadertot dribbling up the field. Colorado with a nice steal. Miss Magician combos that with a huge clear. Slamming has to try and make something happen, but loses the dribble right in front of Timber. Now Timber looking to set it up for a teammate, but All Caps makes a great play. Hood College's defense pretty strong here in our final few minutes, but they need a goal. Nadertot, great play off the back wall in front of the net, but there's nobody there. Slamming tries one more time, but it's turned away.
Very frantic at the back here. Miss Magician going down again. He's going to have to sit for a second before coming back up after getting demolished again. Timber trying to clear the path there for Colorado, taking on 2 members and pushing them out of the way. Miss Magician not able to get control of that ball, and instead it's going to go to Nadertot. Nadertot floats it over Colorado, and Miss Magician and Colorado are able to deal with it again. Now Colorado dropping it off for Timber, plays it off that center wall. Timber now driving forward, has it taken away. Miss Magician doesn't turn around for it, now he does, but it falls to all caps. Colorado gunning for it here, but he's not able to get it, in a phenomenal score there from all caps.
Just a great midfield possession. They forced Colorado to go aerial to slamming.
Wow.
Hood College is still alive.
1 goal game.
What can Wyoming do? Can they get us to game 3 off the kickoff? Timber with a nice clean win, but slamming now. Has Nader Tot near midfield. The pass is nearly intercepted. Colorado's hanging down there. If Miss Magician can get him the ball, but he's going to lose it as well.
And something weird.
Okay.
Something weird has just happened. Everybody's still jumping around for Hood College. Now everybody seems to be grabbing their hands on the steering wheels again. As Colorado going to go forward here. Colorado towards the slot, and it's going to be cleared away here. 30 seconds left in this game. Can they hold on the shot? And all caps has tied it here for Hood College.
What an insane turn of events. Timber just with a very poor clear. Caps with the steal. Oh man, getting feisty here as we wrap up week number 5. 25 seconds left. Let's see what can be done. Colorado with a great lob on net. Not able to get anywhere. Timber and Miss Magician both get bad touches on it. Finally, it's over to the blue side, but Nader Tot with the immediate clear.
Yeah, Nader Tot now 10 seconds left. Can he break the deadlock? Are you kidding me? Hood College potentially could have just walked this off. Nader Tot somehow gets the demo down here onto Timber.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
7 seconds left on the kickoff. What can Timber, Miss Magician, and Colorado do? All caps with a great win over to Nader Tot. Colorado's got to keep it alive, length of the field, but he gets run into. And Hood College will come out victorious. They will move to 3-2. Wyoming's miracle run will face a slight hiccup. They will drop to that scary 2-3 group and need something crazy next week. Wow, what a way to end that.
If you were to tell me after dominating 5 of the last 5 minutes when they were up 2-0, because they had dominated the last 2 minutes of game 1.
Yeah.
They had dominated through 3.5 of game 2, and it was just, okay, we're going to game 3 probably.
Yeah.
Even when Hood College scored, I'm like, well, I don't think they can get another one because they still only scored 1 in the last 7 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
That play, I'll tell you what, that goal from Nader Tot, he's able to redirect the ball towards the inside of the near post and get his, I think it was his outside edge, to connect with Timber, because Timber was still in position to make the play. He's able to just barely get enough of him, gets the demo, all of a sudden the goal's open. And that's the goal. And I don't know how he's able to do that without redirecting the ball too far wide.
Yeah, I mean, we even had a demo off screen. That was a 2v3 for Hood College. And Nader Tot's like, I don't need a second teammate. I don't need a third teammate. I'm just going to do it myself. Absolutely crazy. I mean, it was 2-0 with 45 seconds left. Everything went crazy there. It sounds like our last match is ready to go, so let's just hop into it if we are able to. It's TSB, it's Aviation Nation. Everything we just said about those last two teams still applies here. They're both 2-2. Again, a win puts you at 3-2. There's some very difficult teams at 3-2. We already know Michigan's going to be at 3-2. Hood College is going to be at 3-2. Loser of Chad's and Eclipse is going to be at 3-2. That's a very scary bracket. But if you win, you're in. And you feel somewhat confident maybe that if you lose, you can maybe hold on to that spot. 2-3, you don't want to be. Florida Tech varsity is going to be there. Wyoming's going to be there. I don't know if they'll be able to get themselves really back into it. It feels like they kind of tilted themselves out of that game at the very end there. I mean, pretty much, you know, after that goal was scored, even with time on the clock, calling the GGs. So we'll see what happens next week, but I think we're ready to go, hopefully. TSB, Aviation Nation, final game of the night here in Week 5, Siphon. It has been a wild week. We've been 2-0s. but these have been the least conventional 2-0s I have ever seen in my life.
How about least convincing 2-0s?
That too. I think it reminds me back maybe week 1 or week 2 where like teams would just blow out a team in game 1 and then game 2 you're like, why is it 3-2 with 4 seconds left?
Yeah.
Like, can somebody win? What happened to the team that dominated? Here we go. Final series of the night. TSB, Aviation Nation. Somebody's got to get to 3-2 and put themselves in a nice spot field going forward for week 6. Who's it going to be? Aviation Nation already starting out with a great start, but they can't get a single shot on net besides Janky. And another lob rolls in for Rated.
Wow. Looks like the lobs are the method of choice here for a lot of these teams today, as it's a nice shot over the top, and there's just nobody home for the defense. I mean, they've got to have somebody back on those rotations. TSB's out too far forward, getting boost, whatever the case may be. There's no one watching their goal. It's an intelligent decision there, and Aviation Nation going to take the early 1-0 lead. As now Barcelona going to go the other direction here, but again held up. Janky going to drive this one towards the goal. Off the back post, here's Apollo, denied by Brock. He makes a great save of it. And now Rated going to play this one back, looking for Janky. Instead, Barcelona intercepts.
Janky with a great clear down. Freak got to make a play on it, but doesn't. Janky now with an opportunity. Here comes Rated, but Barcelona will get the clear over them. But Apollo midfield. Nice touch, gets it around 1, gets it around a second, ball in front of the net, and Janky will finish for the 2-0 lead.
I really like what we're seeing here from Aviation Nation. They're doing a good job here pressuring out TSB, making them have to make quick decisions, and they're making them have to choose. Do you want boost, or do you want to defend your goal? That was the case in the first. They chose the boost, they picked wrong. This case, they picked goal, they picked wrong. So the correct answer is not on the test right now. They're giving him a losing choice as Rated grabs a second there. And again, they went for the boost and got out of position. I mean, he just beats 2 members, and a miss from Brock will do it.
Unfortunately, I mean, you can't even blame the 3rd member for getting boost there. If your first 2 teammates can't make the play, you're just going to get the blame, but there's nothing you can do. Is off the kickoff, Aviation Nation in complete command, but there's still plenty of time left, and we've seen some weird things happening here in week 5. Is Rated now looking for the hat trick. Can't get it past the Freak, though, with Brock waiting to try and cherry pick a goal, but not even going to come close. A huge lob coming down from Aviation Nation. Apollo's shot on net, turned away by the Freak, and we'll see if TSB can get something going.
Yeah, and again, another dangerous chance here. Is Janky going to hold the play up here at center, but again, it's going to be taken away. Battle for Brock, and to hold this up off the back corner. This could be dangerous here. Dealt with by Rated, and now he's going to get the counterattack started here. Just 2-on-1. Great ball over the top. Apollo leaving it there, but his teammate Janky just a little bit too late to the play. Now Janky's going to make the defensive play, though, as it's going to be taken away from him again, though. Brock has to deal with it, and Apollo will clear it, and it's going to go over the top, redirected there by Brock again. So close to going in on that long shot there from Aviation Nation.
TSB has only managed 1 shot so far in this game as Janky gets another one. Janky off the back wall. There it is. The hats fall down, and Rated has his 3rd.
What a play there. I mean, Janky, just beautiful touch. Just gets it, beats 2 defenders who were on the goal line. He gets them both to commit. They both miss. And it's just back post there. Great touch and great finish there from Rated, and Aviation Nation in full control. And they've really only allowed 1, I think, hectic moment in front of their own goal. And I say that there's a second coming out here. And now Rated going to go the other direction here, as he's going to try to get the break started one more time. Rated going to send this over to Apollo on the opposite side. Rated accidentally runs and clips a teammate there. Here's Janky, though, holding it up. Janky now has to deal with Barcelona, but he's able to for the most part. Barcelona comes back, wins the ball. Apollo spikes it into the ground. Gets Freak on the ball now. 1 again, though, by Rated. It's not going to take a favorable bounce there to Aviation Nation, though, and it's going to be controlled by Brock, playing it up and around to Freak. He gets around 1 defender for Aviation Nation, and it's going to be played up here and controlled by Apollo.
Rated with just a lob on net. Bounces off the crossbar. Scary moment there. Freak, what are you doing? That's the wrong way, and Apollo will get the finish.
I tell you what, these long shots are deceptive. They don't look like they're about to go in, and they just curve down. And I don't think Freak ever had the speed to get rid of that ball. You know, I think he was afraid of knocking it in because of how suddenly it just curved down towards the goal there on the long shot. And another face-off shot from Janky nearly goes in. Big save from Freak. And now it's going to go back towards the goal of Aviation Nation as Freak trying to keep it alive here. Look at the shot there. And Brock, against the grain, able to get it in.
But the way this has been going for TSB, this might be saved as Brock with a nice slow roller. Any slower rated probably makes that save too.
Or any wider. I mean, if that's any more to the side, it's probably because he got a piece of it, just not far.
Get off the kickoff here. Apollo with a nice little cheat up. Gets a shot on Barcelona. Unfortunately for Aviation Nation, it doesn't go in the back of the net with 90 seconds left. We'll see if their complete command of game one will hold. It's Apollo looking for the clear. The Freak, nice shot on net. Janky's there though. Brock, oh, had to be careful. Apollo is ready to capitalize on a mistake. Brock though can't get there. Apollo gonna guide it in. What aerial command on the ball.
Great patience. I mean, anybody else is already using their boost. They're going to go try to immediately take control of this. He waits. The defender goes flying way over the ball, and then he just guides it past two defenders. Beautiful control in the aerial from Apollo, and he has liftoff here, and it's 6-1 for Aviation Nation. And now Janky looking to add on to the scoreboard. Brock not able to get to it. Janky gets the demo down onto Barcelona and is temporarily 2-on-3, but that doesn't stop the chance coming through for TSB, but it doesn't get converted. Good pass forward here, looking for Raiden. He gets the demo down. No one's in the goal, and Apollo will grab a new collection of hats on his return to Earth.
Such great offense we see today, and I mean, it just blows my mind how many teams have decided that this demo usage that we really saw, you know, populated, of course, by Doc's Keys. I think is the first credit is due. I thought Wyoming had done a great job in the past. There's been so many goals off of demos today. Really more than we had seen in the first 4 weeks combined is off that kickoff. It goes all the way over to the blue corner, finally cleared away by Barcelona, though Janky will immediately corral it. Barcelona with a nice steal, but kind of just lobs it on net and hopes for a prayer. Brock with the steal, but it looks like Janky and now Apollo, who's being chased, should be able to combine for a clear here. Never mind.
Not quite on that occasion. Now I think it might be out or not. Okay, Raiden's got it out this time.
Where was this hustle from TSB about 4 minutes ago?
Oh, and the long shot from Janky, and he puts it in. Tell you what, man, those long shots are something else from Aviation.
And they just put, like, I mean, it's just like Barcelona doesn't know what to do. He's like, oh, I got to play the rebound. It causes so much confusion. Now, I'll be honest, game 2 is going to be 2-1 with the final score scored in the final 15 seconds. Like, that's already a given.
No, it's a 2-1 comeback. 2-1 comeback.
Yeah, 2-1 comeback in the last 20 seconds. It's just the way tonight has been going. But Aviation Nation will be 5 minutes away from wrapping up this series, though, of course, TSB is not done scoring yet as they'll put a second on the board.
Yeah, they will here. Good play, good control from Barcelona. Slips through two members. A nice touch there into the bottom corner. Seems to be the best friend of TSB right now, but not enough. 6 seconds remain here in game number 1, and stat padding has been real for Aviation. We'll say that much as Apollo going to guide this towards the back post. Nearly wanted one more, but Brock's going to guide this to the ground. Aviation will land after a high-flying game 1.
Tournament powered by Geico Military. Geico Military been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time of service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. Potentially our final game of the night between Aviation Nation and TSB. Aviation Nation on match point in this best of 3 series. But again, Siphon, the way tonight has been going, the team that's won game 1 in dominant fashion, yes, has won, but game 2 has been unnecessarily close almost every single time.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's been like that this whole time. But what's interesting is I think the way that Aviation was winning that game was a very interesting style, because while they were going for those bumps and those demos, like we've been talking about all day, that's been the kind of theme of those winning teams.
Yep.
It was very interesting because the teams we've seen successfully counteract that has been playing, long balls over the top, forcing that press to turn around, have to go back out from their own end, and then they proceed to struggle of getting out of their own end. I mean, we saw that happen to Michigan.
Yeah.
It just became so difficult for them to figure it out. And I think what was interesting is not only were we seeing that kind of style here from Aviation, but their long balls were long shots.
Yeah.
But they were actually shots. And a lot of those times, you saw the indecision, like on the last one from Barcelona. The indecision came out because he wasn't sure, is that going to be one that's curled right towards the bottom and all of a sudden it's going in? Or is that one where it's, going to suddenly go sharp down, sharp back up very suddenly, and you got to be able to knock that away. Instead, though, he wasn't able to make the decision in a quick amount of time.
Oh, the pass from Apollo to Rated nearly converted. So far, though, has been par for the course. TSB better in game 2 as Janky's shot turned away by the Freak. Apollo off back wall, nobody there, but it forces a double commit. Can Aviation Nation punish? Doesn't look to be so, as Apollo's going to just get knocked off the ball.
Yeah, Barcelona now looking. He's got to stay back in that goal, actually, as Rated going to move forward here, trying to clear this one away. Instead, Barcelona going to get this one out of danger for just a moment before it's taken away from him. Now Brock down the opposite side. He beats Rated out on that 50-50, but no support from his team. Both members of them right now sitting back, and Barcelona tries a full or half-field shot. It's going to go wide. It's Apollo now bouncing it towards his teammate Rated. Instead, Barcelona beats him to the 50-50.
Brock with a nice setup there. Apollo, though, just going to bounce it out of harm's way, but here comes Freak. Looking to take a shot on net. It's a little bit too slow, and Rated will just clear it away, but it's been total domination for TSB the last few minutes. Finally cleared away, a miss there, and that's an open net. And more of the same problems for TSB.
Yeah, again, just they're struggling here. I mean, a great break of the press there from Janky, and then another miss on an open field ball. You can't do that when you're the last line of defense. Janky easily deposits it into the open goal there. He has no issues with open goal syndrome like a few players have had today and a few over the last few weeks. But it's going to be, again, Brock trying to play this one out from the back. And a demo comes out here on the Rated, actually, and that does not stop the press as Janky's going to win the ball back. And now all of a sudden all members are back up for Aviation, but Freak able to look for Brock down the field here, but instead it's going to fall here for Rated, and he's able to get rid of it just enough as Barcelona disrupted on the shot.
Apollo with a lob. Gets stopped by Brock. Second touch stop by Barcelona. Here comes Janky, who just barely dunks it over. Brock to the last line of defense. You got to be careful. Long shot, rebound. Rated hits it in.
Again, just clinical on those long clearances. Apollo from midfield guiding this in the air, and he intelligently gets this one to ricochet back out here because he saw he didn't have enough room to try to squeak it in there on the top side of the goal. Instead, he ricochets it back out to the slot. He's got a waiting teammate there to tap it in there. It's going to be a quick 2-0 here for Aviation Nation now, as they look to gain full control over this game number 2, and maybe we won't see that late 2-1 comeback.
This game's been a lot closer than game 1. You never know what can happen. TSB looking to maybe make something happen here as Brock will start the play. Going to keep it up in the air. Barcelona, though, getting boost. They leave the net wide open. Thankfully, Freak is there to recognize that. Rated over the ball. Freak finally gets it clear, but there is Janky off the back wall. Plays their own rebound, never mind. In a crazy sequence that has me scratching my head how Aviation Nation didn't score.
Yeah, I mean, that one was certainly wild. I mean, Aviation just seemed to not be able to get that one towards the goal in any capacity, as now they're going to go back out on the attack. Again, they take it away from Freak. Again, Brock overplays the ball, but he manages to make a quick three-point turn, and now he's going towards the goal. Rated with the clearance. And Apollo guiding that one behind the defense on the clearance attempt, and that allows them to get set up. They go for the shot, bar down. Janky not able to finish. So close to a perfect shot from distance. Again, and now Brock clearing a path here for the ball, trying to get it again. He overplays it. As Janky had to take a seat for a moment, he comes back up here, and Apollo now will play this one in the air as he deposits this one in front of Janky here, as Janky tries to get out of his own end, but instead it's going to be taken away. Great pressure here from TSB as they look to get on the board. Apollo will take it out of danger for a moment as it's cleared towards center.
Under 90 seconds here. TSB needs a goal. One more would probably be death for them. 2 and 3 is not where you want to be. Barcelona looking to recover. They get a demo onto Brock, though. That's going to make this a 2-on-3 attempt. Freak gets it past one, but Apollo's going to bump him out of the way. Recentered, here comes Brock, but Apollo wins this cleanly. Now Freak's got to retreat in time off that long attempt. Rated sends it back for Janky, but Barcelona's there to make the stop that they needed. Over to Brock, needs to put it on net, but it just simply goes wide, and Freak's follow-up is just way too slow.
Yeah, now Janky gonna bring it up along the side here. Can he find an opportunity? That's a great bounce off the wall, but no one is there as Aviation Nation gonna elect to play it safe. Drop back over the line, wait for TSB to take possession first, and now Janky's got an opportunity. Splits the defense with the ball, intercepts, and he makes them pay.
Feels like Janky called game. Right around Freak. 3-0 lead, 33 seconds left. TSB needs a goal here and then some to be able to get back in this game. But Rated will simply stop that attempt. Brock, one last chance right in front of the net. Some nice dribbling, though. It's canceled out by Apollo, and Aviation Nation will just simply look to kill clock and lob it down on net.
And it's going to be on the goal line here. Is there another goal to be found potentially for Aviation Nation in the final moments here? As Brock gonna clear this one away. Rated, gonna move forward here towards the goal. Denied initially, and now it's gonna go the other direction here for TSB. Can they find something late? Apollo says no. Barcelona says maybe. Apollo says no again.
And there we go. Ball will touch the ground. Aviation Nation will be our final winner of Week 5. They will move to 3-2. There's some very stiff competition up there, likes of Michigan Blue. Hurry up and wait. Whoever does end up winning, Chads versus Eclipse. Going to be a very crazy week number 6, Siphon. And, man, these have been some crazy games already. I don't even know what's going to happen in Week 6 because, I mean, we have to look at it. Volted and UT Dallas, we didn't see that game. We expect both those teams to be in there. The winner probably even has the number 1 seed locked up. But 4-1, I don't think you're missing it. Escape Velocity also at 4-1, probably in as well. Winner of the Chads and Eclipse, 4-1. They're probably in. So that's already 4 teams who are locked in. There's about 4 open spots next week. A couple of 3-2 teams will win to lock those in at 4-2. I would say there's maybe 1, maybe 2 slots that are going to be open next week that they're really playing for. As we take a look at the standings, not updated through today, here is where we started. Almost all of these teams played each other, so half of them won, half of them lost. We did get the one update. UT Dallas did beat Team Volted in kind of a very shocking turn of events, but I think teams like Michigan Blue and Wyoming, who we've been very high on, in very scary spots. One's 3-2, one's 2-3, but 3-3 is probably good enough for 8th on a tiebreaker as we see the score updates coming through in real time.
Yeah, but the thing is with Michigan, they actually have had a low opponent win percentage, especially compared to a lot of these teams that they're around right now. So they need to just focus on win and you're in, because they are still in a great spot sitting at 3-2. They can still finish with 4 wins. That should secure them here. But like you mentioned, Volted is in. UTD, I would imagine, is in. Winner of Chads and Eclipse probably is in as well. Escape Velocity, I think with 4 wins now, is probably in as well. Yep. You know, and Hurry Up and Wait in Michigan. But hurry up and wait. Michigan, loser of Eclipse versus Chads. You know, at Florida, and then Hood College as well, sitting now at 3-2. And then I believe as well, Aviation is sitting at 3-2 now as well. Yep. So that's already another 4 teams.
So 2 teams go to 4-2. That's 6.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to basically have 2, 3, and 3 teams that are going to make it. And it's going to come down to opponents' winning percentage. That, as you mentioned, doesn't favor Michigan. Doesn't favor Wyoming because those are teams that came from the bottom. But all of a sudden, guess who's at the top, Siphon? Florida Tech varsity at over 70%. It'll take a little bit of a hit today because NXG was 1-3, but
just saying that there's, by my count, I believe 10 teams sitting at 3-2. Just 3.
Wow.
Just 3-2 or better. And
okay.
Not counting 2 and 3. If my math was correct. Most of that list that we just saw is at least, I think, other than 2 teams, was sitting at 3-2 or better.
Yep.
3 wins is really pushing it. You are praying that the 3-2 teams, that there's an odd number of them, so that way some of them drop to 3-3,
mm-hmm.
and that gives you a shot. But I don't know if that's good enough. But a lot of, you know what? A lot of those teams that I had high on. Stocks took a hit today, so you know what? Buy them up again.
Yeah, I think we'll get 1, maybe 2, 3 and 3 teams. Of course, all those 3 and 2 teams have to play each other. It's going to be madness. And again, we've talked about it. If you're really curious and you're really into the numbers, Siphon and I hinted at it all night. It will be opponent's winning percentage, which we'll try and keep you updated on all throughout next week. After that, it will be match winning percentage, which takes into account were you 2-0ing, were you 2-1ing. And then, the third tiebreaker is opponent's winning percentage, which is just all sorts of craziness. Hopefully, we don't have to get there. So it is going to be a wild week next week. I think the 2 teams that we've been highlighting a lot, really the 3 teams. I'll throw Florida Tech varsity in there as well. Before we get to our Geico Military Player of the Night, Siphon, Michigan, Florida Tech varsity, Wyoming, 0-3. How many make it in the top 8 after next week, do you think?
1.
All right.
I think it's Michigan. I think Michigan won enough. They didn't take as long to figure out their winning formula, and from there they put enough, I think, together. We mentioned the sooner you could get on that win streak, the better. If you started 0-1, and both Florida Tech and Wyoming started 0-2. Wyoming got enough wins on the board where they still realistically can do it. But I think Florida Tech, they are still sitting at 2-3. 3-3 is the best they can do. And while they have the tiebreaker percentage over everybody if they can finish 3-3, a lot of these teams are probably going to finish with 4 wins. I think we could just see 8 with 4.
All right.
But it'll be curious to see how it finishes. And despite how interesting today it was, I have 3 players in mind for for Geico Military Player of the Week. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can pick one because they all felt impactful today.
Well, I'll give you my 1 nomination.
Okay, and if it's one of mine, then I will not say their name.
All right, and I think this really is just because of one play in particular.
Yeah.
I think they played really strong throughout the series, so it might be hard to find 3 highlights, but it's got to be Nader Todd.
Okay.
Absolutely putting Hood College in a spot where it's a lot more comfortable. They can just win and relax. A fantastic solo goal dealing with all of the drama that we had in that Wyoming series.
Yeah.
I thought Nader Todd was also spectacularly defensively transitioning to offense for Hood College. Again, I don't know if there's enough highlights, but when I look back on week 5, the goal I'm going to remember is Nader Todd 1v2 beating Wyoming in the final 7 seconds to win that series for Hood College.
Yeah, I think you make a strong argument for him. My 3 players, then I think I settled on who it's going to be. I think Aviation Nation. I think you got to look at Janke. I think Janke was sensational. His long shots changed the complexion of those games. His playmaking was outstanding. I felt like he completely took that matchup and took it in favor of Aviation Nation. I think I got to look at Escape Velocity as well. I think that J.K. Foshizzle came to play today. He was the game changer that they needed. He probably I think he put Michigan in a position where they could not win. And he just made that game unwinnable for them, in my opinion. But it was a very strong effort from the entire team of Escape Velocity as well. And I also think that from the side of Hurry Up and Wait.
Is this going to be your guy?
It was not going to be my guy.
Oh, no.
It was actually, wait, it might have been.
We'll just say it was. Take credit. Just take credit. Don't even think about it.
Yes, it was, because I couldn't remember who it was. Because I wanted DeFave because I felt like his ability, his demolitions, his touches, they just changed the complexion. I mean, we remember, I believe it was game 1. He had that sequence right here, actually, where he bumps the player out of the play. A beautiful back pass to Z, and Z just took advantage of it and puts it in the back of the net, and that sparked a run here of 2. And then look at the back pass. The back pass was the part that really sealed that was going to be a goal. And he was just phenomenal. But I felt like he was the one who stood out the most to me. And I'm a little sad that he was my last guy to get to because I couldn't beat the replay.
Yeah, I was hoping you would get it out in time. A big congratulations to DeFave. They are the player of the night for Geico, brought to you by Geico Military. Geico Military has been a partner of the USO since 1997, providing support to military service members and their families throughout their time in service. Thank you, Geico Military, for being a force behind the forces. DeFave, the Geico Military player of the night. I do want to give another shout-out. You mentioned Escape Velocity. Again, it's one of those where you probably can't find the highlights. I think Aoka did a great job of coming in. They said, Aoka, I don't know if they determined, hey, you're the best demo, or they just said, Aoka, you drew the short stick. The demos Aoka had just took Juventix out of the series, took Big Ol' Bobcat out of the series, and that really set the tone for it was going to be a demo-happy night. We started out with a game that had, I think, 10 total demos.
In one game.
Yeah, and it didn't slow down from there. Aoka picked up 6 in one game.
Yeah. You know, and I think you're absolutely right. I think it was very intelligent of them to recognize. You don't need to worry about, you don't need to demo Nickel. You just demo because you can put him in an awkward spot by getting rid of one of the two guys who leads their pressures, and you just take care of one of them. All of a sudden, they're confused because they have one guy who usually is a part of their two-man group who goes and gets the ball, not getting the ball because he's not there. So they're either calling their last man up, which is Nickel, and hoping Big Ol' Bobcat gets back, and then they have to rotate that, which is not something that we've seen them have to do yet. So I think that was super intelligent to recognize they didn't need to work on demoing all three necessarily. You just take care of one of those two guys. That creates plenty of space for the rest of the team to get forward, get operating, get chances. And we saw Nickel was making saves. But the problem was the ball was falling in positions where escape velocity could capitalize on the numbers advantage.
Well, as we prepare to wrap it up, I think we've hit about every game. Is there any final thoughts you have, Siphon? If we want to maybe throw the standings up one more time, get everyone kind of familiar with where we're going to be heading into Week 6. Your final thoughts on a crazy Week number 5 as we take a look about where everybody stands. We're just waiting on Chaz and Eclipse Esports to really solve a little bit more of that puzzle.
Well, I think that most of these teams are – I think most of the 3-2 teams are in. I think any team that reached 4 is in for now. I think any team that's at 3-2, I think they're in as well. I think Aviation Nation, they're not listed right now. I think they're in. I think that they played so phenomenally. I just don't see how they can't continue. They can't continue that hot streak into next week. And for these other 3-2 teams, Michigan Blue, Loser, Chad's Eclipse, Hurry Up and Wait, Hood College, they just played so well. I just don't see a world in which these 3-2 teams, which they can get to that 4-win threshold, which is what these 2-3 teams cannot. I just think that puts them in a better spot too, because a lot of these teams are ones that have been up in the standings before. They have the higher opponent win percentage, and that tiebreaker will help them out even if they lose next week.
There you go. We've set the stage. There's just one game we won't know the results of. That is Chaz and Eclipse Esports. We will have an absolutely killer show for you next week. Same time, Week 6, top 8. All get to go to the USO Invitational with $10,000 on the line. And it looks like by Siphon and Mize and Matt, there's maybe 4 spots open. Most of that will be taken up by the 3-2 teams that do win. Maybe 1 spot up for grabs. We will have to see. But ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the show tonight. Before we conclude with our Geico Military Top 5, we do want to give a major thank you to all of our competitors as well as our partner Geico Military. It has been an awesome 5 weeks. I cannot wait to see how Week 6 goes in a drama-filled Swiss bracket. Thank you again for tuning in. Be sure to follow the USO on Twitter at the USO and join the USO Discord, discord.gg/the USO. Week 5 was absolutely crazy. Week 6 is going to be even crazier, and I'm sure there's going to be even more drama. We can't wait to see you next week, but we'll leave you with our Week 5 Geico Military Top 5 Plays of the Night.
Maxwell, turn it around. Win the fight. Oh, come on.
First, in the next couple of weeks as we're going to get underway here. So we'll come back to that later as we got an opening chance in J.K. Shizzle on the board first here for Escape Velocity.
Talked about this Michigan defense and already a big hole. Big Ol' Bobcat was trying to make a play. Ventex couldn't get it. Big Ol' Bobcat, a great setup. They forced Aoka and Lana Lettuce to collide. They want to send it to you. Ventex who sneaks it in. 5 seconds on the clock and we're tied.
Oh my God, Michigan, they have somehow, by the skin of their teeth, go from nearly conceding to tie.
Does he have any teammates? He does not, and that's a huge counter play off the crossbar and the finish for J.K. Shizzle.
Wow, Michigan not able to finish. I mean, and what a pass there. Setting up, that involved all 3 members of Escape Velocity.
John, here comes Florida Man, though. Great win there. They can't get around Beastin' and Feastin', who now has an open net in front of him. Nothing but green grass. And Florida Tech JV has a 3-0 lead.
Very impressive, and this looks like the Florida Tech JV team we saw during the first 2 weeks of the season.
Interesting who they will get next week to potentially get Florida Tech JV, as Dash will put that in for the 5th goal and the hat trick as time expires.
Man, and Florida Tech now have forced so many of those 2-2 and 2-3 teams to be terrified as they